welcome back to the Section 10 Podcast, episode 486, presented by Underdog Fantasy. It is the home of your 51 and 41 third wild card spot Boston Red Sox. My name is Jared Carabas, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Coley Mick, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Tyler Milliken, and he killed his dog Bullet, and you can't teach that. Bada boom, realest guys in the room. Steve, how you doing?
Ooh, what up, Section 10 in the building?
In the motherfucking building, presented by Blue Moon.
Suck one.
Produced by Jake Yazzie.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, Jake! It's another series victory for the Boston Red Sox, who are 10 games over 500, who hold a playoff spot, who are now 2 games back of the New York Yankees in the loss column, who are 5.5 games back of first place in the... Jake, one more time, please. Who are 5.5 games back in the goddamn American League East. Yeah, we said it. We're no longer looking at how many games back are they in the 6th wild card spot. I want the fucking division. I want first goddamn place in the American League East at this point. You can't tell me that doesn't belong to us. I feel like it belongs to us. Anyone want to disagree right now?
Nope. Not me. Nope.
Coley?
Tyler, did you just use mouthwash to start the show?
I did.
What the fuck was that?
I was trying to freshen my breath a little bit, actually. It's been something
Why?
I've been trying
There's
to
no
work
one.
on.
No one can smell you.
They don't have that technology.
No.
I'm not worried about that, but it's more of a me thing. If your breath feels good, like everything comes out well. The words flow better. I want to have
an
flow.
audience in his bedroom. Like, what's
There's a lot of people in this
going
room
on?
right now. Right to the left, you'd be shocked how many people
Can't
are
be
here.
having bad breath for all these people lining up in my room right
Yeah,
now.
there's some. Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Shout out Listerine. I was in
That-
my Christmas stocking that I went through the other day.
We're doing free ads
Christmas.
for it.
Oh my God. Yeah. If they want to pay for an
Christmas
ad,
Listerine?
Tyler, you can fucking
Jeez.
go knock on their door and see if they're interested in buying a spot.
I'm taking all advertisements.
It's a
right now.
it's been a wild week for Tyler Milliken. I mean, coming off the episode where he almost burned his house to the ground, everyone's like family of mine concerned. We're like reaching out, being like, what was he trying to do? And I'm like, I still don't really know. Like, I think he was trying to do like a tiki torch type deal, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
No,
And-
don't do it again.
No, yeah,
Please
don't do
don't.
it. Yeah, don't do it again.
Just
Where
sit.
are you
sit.
going? Where are you going?
I have it right here. I kept
Okay.
it as proof of, what happened that day. I've added some more flammable stuff in case I do want to try it again.
Flammable.
That
is the
too.
word.
Flammable.
Yep. He almost burned his house to the ground on the podcast. Then he came on Unobstructed Views on Nesson Plus on Tuesday, and the Red Sox are winning like 14-1, and then it ended up being a save situation by the end of his appearance.
Don't blame me for
that. I am blaming you for that. And then we put out the video of us following Tyler around at the NASCAR event, where it literally took him about 5 minutes to notice that we were walking directly like within arm's length behind him. And I would say the majority response to that video was A, concern for your well-being, like if you can be that oblivious in public by yourself, and B, people were saying that we undersold
Yeah.
just how ridiculous it was.
Well,
Yeah.
when you say 6 minutes and we uploaded the sped up version, I saw the actual 6 minutes and to see how many weird things I did. The whole interaction with the fan wasn't even in the video, where somehow
No.
Coley was
Wow.
3 feet behind me, was able
Yeah.
to walk way back, hide behind a pole. All of you guys were behind the pole at the same time. My
Yep.
family's just concerned that people are starting to really realize some of my, lapses in life, unfortunately.
Some of your shortcomings.
Yeah. A lot of the problems I think are starting to get out there, but at the same time,
Mhm.
they know who the real millibars is at this point. So that's who I am.
Yeah. As long as you have that, then I mean, sure. Yeah. There's no real concern you know, from a human standpoint at all, as it pertains to Tyler Millibars.
Maybe people will help me if they see me in the streets. If they see me alone, they'll offer a hand, not try to hurt me.
Yeah. Speaking of hurting people, let's see what Dallas is doing, that fucking asshole. I'm going to give him a call.
They were bullying him on the Nesson broadcast.
Yeah, I meant to ask you about that because obviously I didn't get to see it. Let's see if Dallas will answer.
I didn't hear much
Your
of it
call
either.
has been forwarded to
Oh,
voicemail.
wow.
The
That
per-
was
I
fast.
think he
That
must
was
be
like
on,
he had it set up for your calls to go to voicemail. That was
I think
not a
he's-
normal thing.
It's got to be DND. He's on DND.
Has to be.
Yeah. Well, they're probably, where are they going next? Philly, I think. Yeah, I think they're going to Philly. Maybe
Oh,
he's
yeah,
on the
we got
team
the
plan.
A's schedule ready.
Yeah, I think he's
Philly is
probably on a team flight.
Huge series coming up in Philly tomorrow.
Yeah, huge. For anyone that's like, oh my God, why didn't you guys do the ketchup guppies? Like, the ketchup guppies don't get
Not the
hungry
A's.
with the A's.
They don't eat this shit.
Especially if you sweep the A's.
If
couple
you sweep the
guppies probably
A's,
make an
yeah.
appearance.
Yeah, see, Coley gets it.
Just beating the A's.
Yeah. Just taking a little 2 out of 3 from the A's is not going to fucking.
I
make
think you guys all
ketchup
had a
guppies.
sweep, right? The only
Yeah,
one that
my
had 2
dick
out of
hard.
3.
Oh, you're
My-
flexing
my
on us,
dick's not
Steve?
hard.
Just a little bit, just a smidge.
What do you? Why you bragging about not sweeping?
I think I've gotten 3 series in a row right. I just wanted to say it.
Your
So I
dick
won't
hard,
get
Steve?
this one
believe
right.
in the
Yeah, is
Sox,
your
Steve.
dick hard over that 2 out of 3, Steve? Let's
No,
see that
I'm just
dick.
saying I got it right. I'm not
See,
showing my penis.
I'm nervous about this shirt. I feel like you can see my nipple through here.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I don't know. I'm not a big nipple guy. I guess I don't know.
You're going to say that in front of me?
No, I like your nipples,
Yeah,
but
you're
I
the
don't like
nipple-
You're
my
the nipple
nipples.
guy here, clearly.
Yeah.
They are nicely shaped.
Steve's the merch guy. You're the nipple guy. Jake's the yapper.
Yeah,
Jake just won't shut
Jake,
the hell up. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Jake. Sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, it's just. I wouldn't mind, but it's like you talk over people.
Jake loves 2 things in this world. He loves yapping,
Yapping.
and he loves going to Fenway Park. Jake has
Yeah.
easily been to the Sox, I think more than all of us combined at this point.
Definitely.
Jake loves the Sox. He loves the Sox. He
loves
just loves
the Sox. Loves going to the Sox, watching the Sox, talking about the Sox,
Yapping
producing
about the Sox. Yep.
Yapping about the Sox.
Well, if you think about it, there's 36,000 people there to yap to. Like, there's
Yeah.
very few venues that have that much of a captive audience.
He
Right.
gets so excited. The amount of people I can just say so many words to here is just
Yeah.
unlimited.
Jake just walking around Fenway being like, you guys want to talk Sox? And they're like, I guess so. I mean, we're here, aren't we?
Well, since the 8th inning, like, geez, okay, all right.
Yeah. All right, dude. It's like
I'll see ya.
these people are like getting up to go home in the 7th inning because it's a 7-0 ball game and they're
Yeah.
trying to beat the traffic. And Jake's just like, can I actually have a moment of your time, please? Like, I got to get these takes off and you guys look like you would appreciate them. So, like, okay, go ahead. We're going to miss the train, but go ahead.
Before you notice that security's kicking him out. Guys, you're the only ones left here. Like, you gotta,
Yeah.
you gotta leave.
Yeah. I will when this guy's done yapping. But how was your Fenway experience, Jake?
It was good. I just spent all night yapping. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. You must have loved that.
People to the left, people to the right. It's awesome.
Oh my God. Just the target demo for yapping.
Not a good start.
I'm warming up.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I fucked up. It's bad. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Will, your bombs are back. Raffy smoking that A's pack.
I thought you could say Raffy smoking
pretty
that
much
crack. Hey, hold on.
We gotta do that over. That's on me. I jumped in there because it felt right. You know.
I had
What was
them
the first
ready.
line?
Will,
you
your
didn't have
bombs
them
are
ready.
back.
What's the first line? Will your bombs are back.
Yep.
Raffi smoking that crack.
Yeah.
Like it just felt like that fit.
Yeah.
But
it's flow.
But it didn't happen.
Listen,
it didn't happen.
That's not the way I worded it. It was in a way that actually did make sense.
All right.
Put that beat back on.
Wow.
He's like, there was no rain. How snorting cocaine?
Yeah. This guy is outrageous.
Oh no. Lost the audio in one ear. It's okay.
Oh man.
It's always something.
It's always.
Will your bombs are back. Raffi smoking that A's pack. Tom gets too much flack.
Hold on. Just say he's smoking crack. It sounds better.
I'm not
Like,
putting
doesn't
out
have-
fake lies. That's against the
It doesn't have
haikus.
to be true. It doesn't. It'll be way funnier. It'll be way funnier if you change that line
All
to
right,
smoking
all right. One more
crack.
time. One more time.
All right, one more time.
Makes no sense.
Doesn't have to make sense. Haikus don't have to rhyme. They don't have to make sense. All right. Let's let him do it.
Will your bombs are back. Raffi smoking that crack. Tom gets too much flack. Macho Man lifting. Balls off Willier's bat, ringing. Houck's first half, thrilling. A series of Tykus by Tyler Milliken. Raffi, I'm sorry. I don't think you smoke crack.
No, it's not.
He's a
that, it's not
child.
like. No, it's not that. It's not that he's smoking. It's like, oh, he's smoking crack. Like he's going crazy up there.
No one says
Offensively.
that.
People say.
No one says that
that's
he's wilding
it.
out. They're like, oh, he's smoking crack right now. Like, that's not when you drop a line like that.
Huge game
No
for
one
Raffi
says
today.
that
He
he's
was
fucking
smoking that
me.
crack.
Corey, a lot of people say that.
Imagine,
Yeah, when they're
imagine
getting fucked.
Dave O'Brien.
OB.
Dave O'Brien's just like, man, another 3 hits for Raffi tonight. He's smoking crack out there.
Raffi Devers digs into the box. He's been smoking crack lately.
Yeah.
Scorching.
You guys know what that means.
God.
That was good.
Yeah, that's a good one. Will Fleming wasn't in the wasn't on radio. It's Sean McDonough. I don't know who he was with.
Where's Will been?
I don't know. I think he was on vacation with his family. But Steve?
Sean McDonough, correct me if I'm wrong here, but locally, super underrated. Sean
I think
McDonough's
he's
been in this.
appropriately.
You think he's appropriately? We don't talk
I
about
think he's
Sean McDonough.
appropriately rated by the people who grew up listening to him, but like obviously, like someone like Tyler is not going to have an appreciation. For,
No,
he,
but-
like, he didn't grow up with Sean
No.
McDonough.
For our age group and above, like this guy was the first dude we had with Remy on Nesson, and now the fact that
And
he's
UPN,
still,
right?
yeah, I think he
Yeah.
called the Clemens 20K game. Like he's been around obviously for a while. He's really good on college football, and then comes back and does the EEI booth, and he's great.
He is great.
I also hate falling into that trap. Like we don't talk enough. It's all right. Well, we're talking about it. Hey, great job, Sean. Like I don't know what you're supposed to say when you're talking about him, but good work. Keep it up.
His voice does have a nostalgic feel to it. But I mean, like, I feel like we kind of got like the back end of Sean McDonough because then it was quickly Don Arcilla was what 2001,
01, yeah. The Nomo
01?
game is first game, I think.
Yes, I mean, like that's like 7th grade for me. Like Don
Yeah.
was my majority guy. But I
Well-
remember McDonough getting some games. I remember him getting like he was still doing some games in 04, I remember.
Sounds right.
Like he was doing I'm pretty sure it was like Friday night on UPN,
Yep.
Yep. That was,
channel
that was it.
14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
38 in Boston.
What?
Huh?
What did you say?
I remember my father and I got into a screaming match because Don Orsillo had taken over, and he was like, "It's fucking Sean McDonough. It's been Sean McDonough for decades. It's not a new guy." And then they don't show the booth that frequently, so when they finally did, I was like, "What the fuck are you gonna say now, old man?" But I was like, it's like their voices were very similar.
Don and Sean? Really?
Okay, I'll put my hand up. I had posted a highlight, maybe a couple years ago on Twitter, thinking it was Don and it was Sean McDonough. And people in the comments were like, "You're a fucking idiot. What's wrong with you?" I didn't know at the time because I was young.
We would be able to parse them apart pretty quickly, but for regular fans, they both got perfect announcer voices. So yeah, I mean, even OB has a similar register, even though we know he's different than the other two.
Well, yeah, shout out to Sean McDonough. And shout out to Underdog. Right here. Above my nipple that you can see through the shirt. The MLB season is in full swing. And Underdog Fantasy wants to make it a lot more interesting. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats, strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. Make entries of all baseball or mix and match across your other favorite sports. You can win up to 100 times your money, and it's a ton of fun. We will be wheels up to Dallas, Texas tomorrow, where we will be having the Underdog Dinger Derby, where if you have the Underdog Fantasy app, which you should anyway, you will be able to get in on the action. We're going to be posting lines for the higher or lower home run totals for each participant. What do you think you're going to, what's your over-under going to be, Tyler?
It's not going to be, what, 4? What are you going to give me?
You?
I'm the number 8 seed here. It has to be low. I feel like I'm getting a lot of disrespect going into this contest.
I think you're getting a lot of disrespect too.
Tyler, we both are. Let's be real. 7 and 8.
Steve, nobody's talking about you. I'm talking about me right now.
He's doing Tyler. Come on.
No, Steve, you did that for yourself.
Tyler,
Steve, you did that for yourself.
I said we're not getting respect, and you're like, shut up. Like,
no,
what
I
the
didn't
hell
say
is
that. I said I'm not getting respect. Steve, you're getting, I think, the
I'm
proper
a
amount of
7
respect.
seed. I should not be a 7
That
seed.
sounds
in
about
this.
right for Steve.
Why
No,
shouldn't
it
you be the
doesn't.
7th
Based
seed?
off of what?
Have you seen my swing?
You're incredibly
No.
unathletic.
I'm not incredible. That's just
Oh,
you
yes,
say that.
you
You've just said
are.
that for
You
years. That's not
are.
accurate.
You are.
Especially in wiffle. I've been playing wiffle ball forever.
No.
Steve
Yes.
has a good
Yes,
wiffle
I am.
ball build. I'll give him that. You have the body for it.
I'm not
No.
acting
What does
like I'm
that
going to hit
mean?
homers in real life.
What does a ideal wiffle ball body look like?
It's
Tyler?
like these
What are you
long
talking
limbs
about?
that can kind of snap back and forth when they need to be. My body's not built for it. That's why I'm training.
I felt disrespected with the 7 seed. That's all I'm going to say.
But who are you better than above you?
I think at wiffle ball, Jake, no disrespect. He's going to yap about this. I think I should be ahead of
You've
Jake.
never seen Jake play wiffle ball.
I'm just assuming I played more wiffle ball in my time than Jake. That's what
Jake,
I'm going.
Jake, you play a lot of wiffle ball?
Yeah, I played some ball as a kid. I'll be
That's
all right
what I'm
out there.
saying. You
All
don't
right.
know, Steve. You
Well,
don't
you
know.
don't know about me. You don't know
Tyler,
about me in this.
Tyler.
Thank you. I'm just wondering if Coley was able to make the trip with us, where would he be ranked in this?
Above you, definitely.
Okay. I thought
Probably
there was a
in the
chance
middle.
I'd be
Probably in
ahead.
the
I thought there was a small chance.
He'd be a 3 or a 4, probably.
Why do you think that?
I just show a lot of athleticism, and I think as you get
No, you
taller,
don't.
What are you talking about?
you don't.
What are you
Brother.
talking
a lot
about?
of people think I'm
Damn,
athletic.
this-
They were saying
You
when I was
show a
walking.
lot of athleticism
No,
and
no.
what?
No,
Coley?
you don't. Coley,
Tyler, name the sport, time, and place.
Name anything you've
I'm
looked
ready.
athletic in ever.
I'm ready.
Eddie,
I played pickleball,
any sport.
and I was actually not
Not
bad.
a sport.
Huh?
Not a sport.
Out on pickleball. Wow. Alienating people.
Yeah.
I did play
Tyler will
soccer
just
for a
float
long
something
time.
out there and be like, I don't know, I've played stuff before. It's like you got to back this
Hey,
stuff up.
I was a
Tyler.
travel team goalie. My team went 4-17 with me in net.
How is that gonna equate to a home run derby, Tyler?
Athleticism.
quick twitch muscles.
I'm going to surprise everyone. People are doubting.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Tyler on the perimeter with me just clearing out? Like, just
Yeah.
the carnage that would happen to your knees and ankles, friend.
What?
I'm not
what-
super pumped with the Jared matchup in round 1. I don't.
Yeah, you
I
shouldn't
don't-
be. I'm gonna demolish you.
It's
No, but it's
win-win
not going to
for
be
you,
like
Steve.
that. It's
I'm
not
going
be
to
like that.
demolish
No,
you.
you're not.
Yes,
I
I
heard what
am.
you said on Baseball's Dead. You talked a lot of trash. It's not going to be like
I'm
that.
doing it here too. There's nothing behind your back. I'm saying I'm going to
I'm not.
wipe your blood
no, you didn't
across
say
my
anything.
chest
In
and
your
spit on
defense,
your
it wasn't
face.
anything too crazy outside of like you're going to cut my head off and like
Yes.
drink the blood or anything.
In front of
Yes.
us
I think
all.
that's all you said.
Steve's up there holding the bat. Jared's just behind with a machete.
You know how I'm going to beat you? I'm going to axe your head off, and then you're going to have 0 homers.
I mean,
That's how
I'll say this: like, you are getting a lot of like Twitter support. Not that that means anything in the grand scheme of things, but like a lot of people think that you have a chance, which is funny.
Which is funny. That sentence was great until the last couple.
It's a win-win scenario for Steve. Jared can really only lose. Like if he wins, great. He's right.
No one
cares.
If I win, no one cares.
I would argue it's a lose-lose for me, because if I don't win, then everyone's going to be like, or if I get crushed, rather, it's like, that looks bad for me. But then if I win, Jared's going to be like, oh, this is something cheap, Pat. You're going to make something up. Like
well, I'm not, first of all, I'm not going to lose. But if you get smoked, no one's going to be like, wow, Steve, way to step up. They're going to be like, yeah, that was exactly what we all thought was going to happen.
Well, that makes it sound bad. Where I'm coming from, if Jared wins, like it's going to be the very beginning of the video, so it's going to get washed over quickly.
That's actually
But if you win, Jared's going to be fucking pouting all
He's
over
going
the
whole.
place.
He's not staying. He's going to try to cancel the tournament. There's a chance Jared's going to like cancel the home run derby if he loses in the first round of me. Come on now.
I win either way, because either I go on to win the whole thing, and I really want that belt because it has the baseball is dead and the Section 10 logo on it. Like I really just want the belt to like display in my house, and when everyone comes over, I'm going to be like, yeah, you see that right there? I won that in a home run derby. Like I want the conversation piece. But if a
bunch of ugly short guys, they had no shot.
Ugly shorts.
Yeah, but if I don't win, then I'll be fine because I'll just chill under the tent. Like it's gonna be so hot that I'm gonna be pissed about making it to the finals, and I'm gonna be exhausted.
About something
sweaty.
maybe being on the line. Should we? I want to put something on the line for our matchup. I would like that.
All right, $500,000.
I was gonna say $1 million, so this is like half of what I was gonna commit. 500.
Yeah, I will put up $500,000.
Here I am thinking like a pizza or something. Sure, it's like $500,000. You down?
And I heard Pat Light's going to match the total.
Yeah.
So it's a $2 million purse.
Well, Pat, I didn't want to say this on the show, but he's actually going to fund my $500,000. He's going to fund me that. So that's how I'm going to do it. No, I would like to actually put something on our matchup. On top of the $500,000.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, are we just not gonna acknowledge the fact that I put up $500,000 on this, or no?
You want credit for
that?
Is
the winner of this competition getting money? Do we know that?
I have no idea. I just want
But there is a belt.
There is a belt, yes.
Okay, that matters. Okay.
Belt. What do you want to put up, Steve? In addition to the $500,000?
I don't know.
On top of that, yeah.
I should have thought of this before, but yeah, open options.
Jersey bet?
Yeah.
Okay. Jersey bet.
Jersey of the other person's choice.
Yep.
On the pod. On the pod.
We're going to name the jersey on the pod?
Wait, what? What are we talking about?
He's saying buy a jersey. You're saying wear a jersey.
Oh, wait. There's a jersey on the line?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. Yeah, all right. Yeah, good. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I didn't know if this was like you got to wear a Yankee jersey.
What were you going to make him
wear? Yankees jersey.
That's. I thought you were going Doogie Yankees. Like, look how much Steve loves this guy. He's wearing it on Section 10.
Because then you'd wear it. I mean, for all I know, you may wear it privately, but I'm just saying you spend $150 on a jersey to never wear it again. Like that's a waste of money.
I do not wear Doogie Yankees.
Yeah, me and Steve hang out. I wear the Ben Rice jersey.
Yeah, we each. Yeah, I have my Verdugo on. He has the Ben Rice, and we just like have so much fun watching the Yes Network.
Yeah. And for the record, Steve, let's just say I don't know how the order is going to go, but if you go first and say you hit 5, and I'm going to hit like 19 just for the fans.
Yeah.
Because if you hit 5, I'm not going to stop at 6. I'm going to hit 19 to be like, oh, all the fans that showed up to support us. Like I want to put on a show for those people. I'm not just trying to win the tournament. I'm trying to put on a show for the fans. Cole?
Are you worried that's how Vladdy ultimately lost to Pete Alonso? He had his win in the early rounds, but then like you talk about that Texas Heat, he tired out at the end. Meanwhile, Pete Alonso was like, well, I only needed 5 to advance. I hit 5. Now I can unload at the end.
Yeah, it's a concern. It really is. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say it's not a concern. It is. Steve?
We're talking yellow bat wrapped with tape, right? Tape bat? Okay. All right. I mean, I think my percentage chance of beating you is in the 20s, maybe the 30.
Coley?
Can Tyler use like the children's like big red bat?
Remember the Mac Attack, the Big Mac bat? That thing was awesome.
I am a big barrel guy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm not even trying to flex right now. I had my best round of BP yesterday. Easily my best round of BP. My sister was out there, probably 30, 40 pitches. More than 10 over my house. More than 10.
Yeah, like I had friggin' Martha throwing me the worst pitches ever.
I was talking with our boy Connor from Baseball is Dead, and he was giving me some advice on how to approach this tournament, so I really feel like I'm in a comfortable spot right now.
Tyler, I'm pulling for you.
Thank you.
It would be another dub for the 10.
If I beat Dallas, I will never
outside
not
of
talk
Jared.
about this. I will never not talk about this. This will be my biggest thing in life.
If Jared beats me, then obviously I'm rooting for Jared. But
I've taken 0 practice swings. I'm gonna roll out of bed and win this thing.
You're gonna pull something.
I haven't. No.
Yeah, dingers.
Yeah, exactly.
Dingers to left, dude.
Yeah. Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared. That's JARED to get up to $250 in bonus cash and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. I think we are getting the voice submission from Will, even though he's on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's his job. It's his literal job.
Yeah, that would actually be ridiculous if he didn't do it. I don't care where he is.
I agree. If he was using vacation as an excuse to not vote, boy, would that be a bad look.
Not even saying that in negative. Like, Will would never do that. Will could be anyway. He could be near death. He's like, I got to record this real quick, and then you can shoot me if someone's
Voice
like holding
memo.
him up. Yep.
Can you play the Macarena, please? I need background music while I say this.
It's a great song.
The Mark Arena. Jake, did you ever track down Mark Arena?
Yeah, I think we might have him on next week.
Oh, wow. There's got to be...
Oh, yeah.
I know that there is a Mark Arena, but there's got to be a Mark Arena that would come on the podcast. Just so we can ask him questions about being Mark Arena. Even if it's 5 minutes. But I feel like if there was a Mark Arena that listened to the 10, we would definitely know about it by now.
For sure.
It's also a good chance these people pronounce their name Mark Arena.
Well, we don't.
No.
No, I know. But if they do, then they don't count.
Yeah.
I'm on Facebook right now. I'm seeing women with the name. There's a bunch of people.
Mark?
Yep.
Women named Mark?
In some places.
Where?
Facebook. This girl's
where
name is actually
they live,
Arena Mark.
Tyler, where do they live?
Oklahoma?
They live in America.
Yeah, that's where Oklahoma is.
Mark Arena, the woman, lives in Oklahoma?
Yes, and she seems like a fine woman.
So you're attracted to her?
No, I did not say that. I said she seems like a nice lady.
Okay.
Literally called.
I'm attracted to one woman.
Yeah.
Martha. What's good? I know you're listening.
I thought he was going to say Mark Arena.
Yeah.
Mark, or what aren't you idiots hearing? That sexy piece of ace, Mark Arena.
The finest bitch in Oklahoma. Mark Arena.
She built different.
That name doesn't get you going.
Oh, yeah. Mark.
That could be a cute name.
No.
It's bad for men. Well, we're talking about it. It's not a good name. Not a good name.
It's pretty
for
rough.
anyone.
Why? Undertaker's name is Mark.
Mark McGuire?
Mark
It's not a rough name, but it's not like
Mark
it's just
Bellhorn?
Mark. It's like very to the point. There's no real
Yeah,
flow in it at all.
Blunt.
It's blunt. Yep.
Yeah. It's very...
2 out of the 3 people you named don't go by their name.
Mark Bellhorn?
That was the only one. It was. I said 2 out of 3. The other 2 do not go by Mark.
Big Mac?
Right.
And The Undertaker.
Yeah. And Mark, the Undertaker, last name unknown.
Calloway.
Some people say.
Well, what other famous Marks are there?
Wahlberg.
Yep.
Where does he go by? Mark Wahlberg.
Marky Mark.
Yeah, he's a full name guy.
Mark Twain.
Mark.
Not his real name.
Oh,
Yeah, his name's Dennis.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Zuck.
They call him Zuck.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Those I don't know any of these other Marks. This is legitimately the top 3. Who's
Mark
Mark
Ruffalo,
Ruffalo?
though.
You
Not
should
important.
know Mark Ruffalo. You're a nerd. You should know Mark Ruffalo's. It's
You
the
don't know
Hulk.
Mark Ruffalo, Tyler? Come on.
No,
man.
I don't really do pre-1998 history.
Okay. The Avengers was the largest movie of all time. Definitely not in 1998.
Out on
You don't know the Hulk?
superheroes.
That's actually stunning that Tyler's out on superheroes. I think he's a
Oh, yeah.
huge superhero guy.
Mm-mm.
He like fucks hentai pillows. and
I don't
stuff.
fuck
What do you
hentai
want?
pillows
Yeah.
anymore. Okay, we don't need to push that ever. Actually, excuse me.
The mess was too much.
Don't
Yeah.
cut that, Jeremy. Leave that one out.
It's
And Mark Hamill.
super inconvenient. Mark Hamill, but people call him Juan Soto, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's his nickname.
What the fuck's his name?
Oh, now you got me on the wrong train of path. Luke Skywalker.
Ah,
Luke Soto. Yeah, same.
I got a good one.
what?
Mark Sinclair. That's Vin Diesel's real name.
No one knew that.
I know. That's what I'm
I did.
saying. It fits into Coley's narrative.
Yeah.
It's not a narrative, but I'm tired of being accused of having narratives. I say things that are correct, and then people realize it later on.
Yeah. Welcome to
Yeah.
my world.
Kenley boys.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Do you see Kenley wants to leave the Red Sox immediately?
Spare
If
him.
you don't shut your
He wants
whore
out by
mouth.
tomorrow.
This
Yep.
false narrative.
He went on a long rant about how much the guys on this team can't wait to win this current World Series. And here you are trying to spread. This is why.
That's not. No.
This isn't Kenley
No,
boy
no, no,
behavior.
no.
I'm just saying. I know I'm new to the group.
No. I'm not Kenley boying right now. I didn't even
What was
listen
the
to the
exact quote? Like during the All-Star break, I want to be traded to the Dodgers. Was that what he said?
Yes.
Please.
I want to see myself retiring in Dodger blue, but is it a reality? No. I don't know because I don't have control over that. And also, I don't know what they're thinking. And at the end of the day, it's a business, right? So I wanted to compete. And if teams out there wants to compete for championship, that's what I want to do. I want to chase championship, and whoever wants me on their roster when I'm a free agent, and give me the best deal for me and my family, that's where I will go. But also too that yes, Dodgers will have that edge, but is it realistic? It can happen also, yes, but is it? Who knows? We don't know. So at the end of the day, I look out what's best for me and my family also too.
I'm a Kenley boy. I think it's a little weird to talk like that when you're not a free agent yet.
They asked him about that directly. He
I
didn't
know.
just randomly
So
bring
then
up
you
the
just-
Dodgers.
It's easy to
So
go
then you
past the
say
question.
like I'm focused on the Red Sox right now, and like when I'm a free agent, we'll discuss it later. I think it's a little weird to be in the middle of a pennant race, being like, oh man, I can't wait to be on the Dodgers.
But he told Alex
These guys
Spear.
are young, hungry, ready to grind, wanting to win. Kenley Jansen on the Red Sox from the same interview.
Yeah, he told Alex Spear in a sit down, like, this is where I want to be this summer. I like being part of this crew.
Well,
this
that's
was the
not
whole no
what he
longer
said
pouting
there.
thing. Huh?
That's not what
He's
he said
like,
there.
get me to the Dodgers immediately.
When he was talking about free agency this upcoming
Listen,
offseason.
I'm a Kenley boy.
But you
Listen,
know
I'm a
why?
Kenley boy. I'm being a
Don't
Kenley
sound
boy
like it.
right here. He can say whatever he wants as long as he keeps saving games for the Boston Red Sox in 2024.
It goes back to the Liam Hendricks thing. He's going to be here next year. So Kenley knows sitting there like, oh, all right, well, when I'm going to be a free agent, they already have the guy who's going to step in. Liam Hendricks is probably not going to be ready to close right around the trade deadline and where they are at now. So, yeah, next year, you're already taken care of more likely than not.
I can't stress how awful an idea it would be to try and trade Kenley, like removing the Kenley boys stuff, like just genuinely talking Sox, like Jake wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Trading Kenley to just move Liam Hendricks in there is like MLB The Show shit that would not work in the real world, especially when you factor in how unstable and probably not the best word given why he hit the IL one time, but Chris Martin this year. Like, he has not been the dependable .98 ERA guy we saw last year. That has not been Chris Martin. If this team's serious about competing, one way to show it would be not trade. Not everything needs to be turned into an asset. We're already talking about Rule 5 guys we're not going to be able to keep. The farm system is the best in baseball? Not necessarily. Is it close? Yeah, it is. It's overflowing with players right now. Trading Kenley for someone's 14th best prospect does nothing for him. If you want to convince this fan base you're trying to win this year, trading your should-be all-star closer is not the way to do it.
And well, the tough part with Hendricks, too, is that it's 13 months since he's pitched. Like, he hasn't thrown a real game pitch in over a year, and it's going to obviously be more of that, or more than that, when he would get on the mound. I think earlier, even like a month ago, I had mentioned, and we probably were on similar pages of, like, not all of us, obviously, but now we're all Kenley boys, but more just assuming the Red Sox were going to trade Kenley because of the position they were in. That's when they were the 500 Sox. Now it's like, oh, okay, that was more just they can put Hendricks in the closer role because he's a closer, not assuming that they're going to be on a playoff run. Now it's very clear that not only are they on a playoff run, but they could be in a division race here. So trading your who should have been all-star closer again would seem to be foolish.
And when it comes to like Justin Slayton, I know a lot of people love him, and some have been kind of dubbing him as maybe a future closer. He's already up to 42 innings this year. He threw 51 last year, or 59 total. So, like, you can't expect him to carry this massive workload down the stretch. And I was happy he didn't pitch in this A series, but he's going to need a breather because these are the most high leverage innings he's ever thrown in his life.
And it could be Kenley. It could be anybody. I don't like when a guy under contract mentions another team's name of where they want to be. It's not like I'm furious.
I was going to bring it up with Pat, but he did that, and it pissed me off. In 2008 or 9. And I only remember this because it came up on my Facebook memories and I had some scathing Facebook status about it. But when he was playing for the Red Sox, I think it was 09 because he was a free agent after 11. And he did some ESPN interview where he's like, yeah, fuck yeah. Like, not every, like it's unrealistic to expect a player to play in the same team in the same market for their whole career. He's like, yeah, I'd play for the Yankees if they wanted me. Right. And I remember being like, what the fuck? Like, how could you say that? Blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to make a big deal. It's Kenley boys till I die. So
isn't that partially though? Cause you saw Papelbon as a guy who was homegrown in your player. Like, Kenley still lives in LA. He talks about...
And because he won a championship.
Yeah. Like, Kenley talks about how much he loves LA, how much he still lives out there, how excited he was not to even make the All-Star team because he could go home and be in what he calls the best place in the world. It's like, yeah, he wants to return where things started. Like, that doesn't surprise me. In a perfect world, he would have probably never left there. But, like, he is responsible for what the rest of this year is. And after that, the Red Sox have had no problem telling them, hey, we're figuring things out on our end. He's probably starting to move his brain to that end, too.
It's not an absurd answer. It's not an absurd answer by any means. It's more just one of those of like, dude, we're rolling right now. And so I don't want to hear anyone talk about any other team. I just want to hear, about this run. And Cole, you're right. The question was phrased. He didn't just start the interview. Guys, before you ask anything, Dodgers. I want to go to the Dodgers again, dude. I had so much fun there. But still, I was just, seeing that, I was just like, man, do we need to be talking about this right now? It's not a big deal, but,
I don't, completely disagree with what you're saying, but it wasn't even like, have you thought about free agency? Kratz asked him, do you want to go back to the Dodgers specifically?
Yeah.
If he just started naming teams I thought were better than us, even though they just got their fucking dicks kicked in by a team whose dick we kicked in, that would be super weird. And I think the Pap thing, even further, if Kenley was like, Clay Holmes is cheeks, I'd love to take his job tomorrow. That would piss me off. But he didn't. I yearn for a time where former Red Sox are like, man, I miss playing in Boston. We haven't heard that in a long time.
Nice. Well, the last time we've heard that, I couldn't even tell you.
Xander's
Mookie.
Fine.
Mookie, I mean, he's full of shit, but he does say it.
I don't think he's full of shit when he says that. Oh,
he's full of shit. Yeah, him being
he misses the fans? I don't think that's...
No, it's not missing the fans. It's like, oh, it's a great place to play. It's like, well, you didn't want to be here.
Shut up.
I don't think he's making that up.
No, he is.
He didn't want to be here for $15 an hour for sure.
Yeah, he wanted to get paid.
He hated the front office. I think he liked playing here. Absolutely.
Nah, I don't think so.
They would definitely, if they offer him $350, he'd be here today.
It was about the MLBPA to him. He made that clear on more than one occasion. He wanted to make the money, and whoever was going to give him that money, he was going to.
It was about the MLB, Mookie, Marcus Lynn Betts. I don't think.
Yeah, but he had talked. Listen, I want to set this point for other players, whatever it may be. All right, well, he went and got his money so he could be that guy, and he's that guy.
Yeah, I don't think so. Anyways,
I thought you were frozen. You were not frozen. You're like,
nah.
That's always good for conversations. Like, nope, we're on to the next one, but definitely no for that.
Yeah. Red Sox win 12-9.
Yeah.
Bello, let's talk about that fucking guy, huh? Jesus Christ.
Before we do that, let's talk about you and Pap, who maybe watched an inning of this game based on listening to you guys talk.
Why? Because we said he wasn't good? He wasn't.
No, because I'm going to talk about what I didn't like about Bello's start because there are legitimate things to say. What you two dillweeds did was after the first two innings the A's were winning. It was just all of a sudden the Red Sox had this massive lead. You guys looked up and it was like, man, Bello's going to go 9 shut here the rest of the way. And it was like, he's already got 70 pitches. What are you fucking talking about? You and Pap were both talking about how he was letting the entire franchise down by not being able to go 9.
I did not. That was not my take. That was not my take. I said it would be nice to still get 6 out of him. I didn't say anything crazy. I was like, yeah, like it'd be nice to still get 6 out of him. Like,
he had 10 Ks in a row, 11 Ks in a row, and you guys didn't mention it.
Yeah, but like the strikeouts are nice, but it's like now you're at 70 pitches through 3. Like that
was after the first, that was before the strikeout.
Right, but you have like an 8-run lead. You don't have to strike everybody out. You just get outs, put the ball on the ground, and be more efficient, and then you can save the bullpen. Like it was not a good outing.
I was never going to say that.
So then what are you arguing with me for? I didn't say anything crazy about it.
It was a weird outing.
While he was shoving, you guys were talking about anything but what he was doing. Then when you check back into the game, he gave up a home run, and you're like, this fucking asshole.
No.
That's exactly what happened.
No, because even with it was like he struck out after 3 innings. He had 9 strikeouts. So every out was a strikeout through the first 3 innings. But there was still a ton of traffic. So it was like one of those outings where it's like, all right.
Third inning was the only 1, 2, 3 inning the whole start.
Correct.
Yeah. So like the first 3 innings, there was 9 strikeouts. Every out was a strikeout. But it didn't feel that way because there was still a ton of guys on base.
It's all like the rest of us were talking about. Like it was absurd what was happening.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about.
You were not. He got to the 10th and you mentioned it. That was the first time it was mentioned on the broadcast.
Yeah, well, no. The first time it was mentioned on the broadcast was when we came back entering the 4th. Like we came back from commercial break and mentioned it right off rip in the 4th. We were like, oh, we didn't even notice. Like he has 9 strikeouts.
That's all I said.
Yeah, because I think when you do a baseball broadcast, all these guys have monitors and fucking iPads and all this shit. Like we have nothing in front of us. Like if I was doing an actual booth broadcast, I would have my laptop up, so I'd have the box score here. I would see who's on the bench. I would see what the line looks like. I would have all that shit.
The game.
We're just sitting on the couch. But when I'm home, when I'm home watching the game on my couch, like I'll look at my phone and pull up the box score. Like when you're on TV, you're not going to be like, oh, let me look at my phone.
I got to say, though, watching the game at home, I didn't know he had struck out the first 9 guys. Like, because there were 5 dudes that got on base and a couple runs that scored.
It's literally exactly what I said. Like, that's how I consume the game. I was like, there's a lot of fucking guys on base here. Oh, wait, every out's a strikeout? That's crazy. That's like dominant, but he's not dominant. This hasn't been dominant.
If you saw the first 10 strikeouts, you would assume it was like a Pedro game where it's like, oh my God, this is fun. Or like Crawford at Yankee Stadium, but he's just striking everybody out. And it's like, wow, this is crazy that he's cruising this fast. It didn't feel like that watching the game.
Even Crawford's, because Heel was better somehow, while even giving up runs, it didn't even feel like Crawford was doing what he was doing.
Crawford was the weirdest great outing I think I've seen.
Or you even comp it to Pivetta, right? The 8 strikeouts, he ties the franchise record for consecutive strikeouts again. It was like, oh shit, he's doing it again, like what he did against the Tigers. I think Bello, at least the Twitter reaction, I think most people were like, what the fuck? Like everyone started tweeting it at the same time right when that 4th inning started, and it kind of clicked.
So, Tyler, do you think the same thing? Because I think a lot of us didn't realize what was going on, right?
I had seen
am I wrong?
I had known.
I think it was around like 5, 6.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the first 3 people were like, holy shit, he's going for 27. That's definitely not
I didn't realize
happened.
till 9 where it was like every out is a K. What the hell's happening?
I think me and Coley are in the minority, though, because the way I was looking at Twitter was very similar, where people were like, wait, what the fuck? Like, he's at 9 in a row already? That's crazy. But I've noticed in the second inning, that's when it picked up on me at the end.
For me, what I would take from the start, but even before that, why is Pap head on and you're at an angle with the cameras?
Because
that was bothering me.
I think he's looking into the camera and I'm looking at the game.
Sure, that makes plenty of sense.
I think also with Pap, real quick, he was talking about ball sack above replacement while Bello's striking these guys out. So I don't know if necessarily all
Pap
the focus
specifically checked back in after the home run. He was like, "What's this fucking guy's problem?
This guy sucks."
Yeah, that's what kills me.
Yeah.
There is something
I didn't
to be
feel
said
that way, but go ahead.
About like overall game flow. Like the 3-0 game against the Yankees, no one was scoring in that game. We treat every game like they're supposed to go the same, and they're not. For what this happened in this game, I thought Bello was completely average. What I didn't like about this game is the opposite of what happened in Miami. I came on here, I said, even when he was giving up runs, they were at least on the ground. They weren't launched. In this game, every run he gave up was fucking launched. So where I agree with you, I don't give a fuck. I've never given a fuck about Brian Bello striking a bunch of people out. I understand that's easier to sustain. It's easier to do time after time. However, he's a contact pitcher. Just pitch to contact. That's all I need to see. So when balls start flying out like they did very early in the season when he was 2 home run Bello for like 5 starts in a row, that was concerning. That start against Miami, while it wasn't flawless, even the Toronto one to an extent, guys weren't launching the ball out of the park. This game against this fucking team, I can't have that.
Coley, I think you're exactly right. Like the 23 whiffs were nice. The A's, they strike out the second most out of any team in baseball. The Mariners, I think, are the only team worse. It's awesome that you could do this against the A's. You put him against a better lineup, those long counts, those long at-bats, he's going to get killed. He's not going to be able to get by. I thought he was lucky to be facing the A's, and I know some people were pissed that he went out for the 6th inning. I thought it was more than fair from Cora. Bello hasn't carried his innings like he has needed to this year. You got to make it up for Houck and Crawford when the bullpen's going to need to give them a little more. Guess what? Go out there and get 2 guys who have sub 700 OPSs. You should be able to get through that inning without a problem.
And now, aren't we still in that stage of like, don't know Bello? Like I don't think we've really learned much of everything in the last 2 starts, considering it's the Marlins and the A's. Like the strikeouts against who he, like you're saying, Coley, he's not a strikeout guy. So if anything, the fact that he was doing that, he topped his like season high last year, I think by like the 4th inning.
His career high. Yeah.
His career high. So it's like he obviously doesn't do this. Now we're looking at him giving up that bomb just sucked because he had a chance to still stamp this start. And get
it would have been a good outing. Yeah.
2 earned, 11, 12, whatever he finished with was strikeouts. And instead it's like, but there's always an asterisk on this start.
You get 5 fucking earned runs. This is going to be a throwaway year for Bello. Like it's just going to be. Like, he's not going to go on some.
Left.
There's a lot of year left. Yeah.
There's less than half the year left, and he's got a 5.5 fucking ERA. Like he's not going to go on some run where he's going to be in the 3s. Like he's just not. But I think even if it is a throwaway year for Bello, like let's say his ERA doesn't get back under 5 the rest of the way. That doesn't mean that this is who he is. I feel like, I've been obviously super negative on him this year because his attitude sucks and his performances have sucked. But I've never once said I'm out on this guy and I don't think that he's going to be a good major league starter. I don't feel that way. Like, I just don't. Like, I think that, when we look at some of these guys like Cutter and Houck, it's taken them years, literal years to get to the point that they're at right now, which is good major league starters. They're in their late 20s. Bello is in his early 20s. And clearly he has some maturing to do. I think that he's talented, immensely talented. He has the ability to be able to be a good starting pitcher at the big league level. I don't think it's going to be this year. Maybe it's next year. Like maybe if he goes back and looks at all the fucking tape from this year and is like embarrassed of how he acted and his performances, then it's like, yeah, all right. Like I need to fucking buckle down. Like this team paid me. They made me the opening day starter. Like I need to, they've rewarded me. Now I need to reward them for that. That's basically what I'm hoping becomes a Braden Bello. I haven't given up on him as a big league starter. I'm not saying this guy won't pan out, but man, is this a fucking throwaway season for me.
Yeah, there's just too much season left, and it's the important part. If he goes the rest of the season and it's much better, like even if he's just last year, Bello, for the whole second half, no one's gonna care about this first
right?
half.
Doesn't that seem improbable?
What's
Not
a
really.
throwaway?
He still remains the youngest starter on this rotation with a brand new pitching coach. I think that's part of why people are as depressed as they are. Bailey's here. Everyone assumes year one. We talked about it when we first got Bailey. The Giants took a massive step as a whole, starters and bullpen, year two. So everything that's gone well this year, a lot of it, especially Houck, was completely by accident. Giolito doesn't get hurt. We are not talking about Tanner Houck at all. Probably not even here anymore.
I'd need to see it from Bello consistently, because even during starts, you're hoping that he can finish it off, and it just doesn't really happen. I got to talk to Pedro for a BR stream the day of the start, and he was saying actually what Jerry said about the attitude stuff and the emotions and all that, of like, just go to the clubhouse. Like after the start ends, he's kind of, I don't want to say he's losing his mind in the dugout, but he was like internally just like fighting with himself and like
he smacked
making
his head into his hands at one point.
Yeah, he's like whacking his head. I'm like, what? And Coley, I know what you're gonna say, but it's still, it's
all I want to hear is the same for Pivetta when we get to his start tomorrow.
No, I know
that's not coming.
I know
that's not coming.
But Pivetta doesn't do this. He doesn't do this all the time.
Pivetta's so much worse. What are you talking about? Good place Pivetta's angry.
This year? Is Pivetta really showing that much emotion this year? I haven't seen a lot of Pivetta flip outs. But I don't care as much about that stuff. It's more just, and Pedro had also said like that he thinks there's just too much feedback and he's getting it from everybody and he's trying to incorporate everything and it's just like overwhelming him right now. Which, when we talk about the age, I think that's valid. I think the fact that he's still a very young pitcher and he's trying to impress everybody and wants to be the guy and just has so much pressure on him, you can see him wearing it. And then when he shows that emotion, it's like, all right, well, that kind of adds up.
Kind of pressure on him, though? Like when
I think he's putting it on himself.
He's putting it on himself 100%. He's with the way the rotation
at the beginning
was
of the year, but then Houck became an all-star. Cutter was right behind him.
But he's still going to look at himself the same.
Yeah, and he has the contract.
Only because they made him the opening day starter, which was clearly a mistake. Like,
well, and the
should
contract,
not have been the opening day starter.
I think all his people are gassing him up too. Like, you're the next guy. Like, that stuff matters.
Who was it supposed to be?
Who should have started on opening day?
Clearly not Braden Bello. In hindsight,
I'm
using the benefit of hindsight.
When it happened, no one was complaining about it.
He did go out and win that game.
I'm openly admitted that it's with the benefit of hindsight that was a mistake.
Yeah, he gave up a 1 home run that game. That was it.
Yeah.
It's not the fucking start. It's the gesture.
Again, who should have gotten it?
I'm talking hindsight. Tanner Houck should have gotten it, apparently.
Houck barely made the rotation.
I'm talking with the benefit of hindsight, Cole.
But there's a lot of people, obviously, that expect Braden Bello, that are in his team, his buddy, a lot of people that are talking to him saying, you're going to be the next guy. And I think a lot of that has gotten to him. I think he's overworn this pressure on himself as the season has gone on. Last year, I need to remind myself the stretch he had to start last year. 11 of his first 14 starts, 2 earned or less. Like, he was that dude. Bello Day was like a real thing. And you can only imagine all the confidence you're getting from that and all the people you're hearing from when that's going on. Knowing you're capable of that, it has to be so hard to have these starts over and over again. Dude had 10 straight strikeouts, and he still is slamming his head in the dugout afterwards because
he was literally
wasn't able
punching
to get
himself
through
in the
start.
head in the dugout.
He wasn't able to get through it and finish it off.
I get it. Like, you're upset, you're frustrated, you're disappointed. Like, do that shit in the clubhouse. Like, it's such a bad look to every time you get beat to have a little hissy fit. Like, go in the clubhouse and take it out on your locker or the bathroom stall. I'm not saying you can't get upset, and I'm not saying you can't express that, but to do it publicly every time, it's just a bad look.
I don't think it was as bad as some of like the previous stuff.
Tyler, he was punching himself in the fucking head.
I was the one who just mentioned it. I saw it. He wasn't punching himself in the head. He put his fucking head in his hands and he was upset. He was like this. I saw it.
Go back and fucking look.
Certainly
he was doing
punching.
this. He was punching himself in the fucking head.
Okay.
It was head in the hands. He looked frustrated. I think you go back.
No, he was, Tyler, Go back and watch the fucking game. He was punching himself in the goddamn head.
Hey, with this one specifically, it doesn't matter as much if there's not other ones that have happened like every single start. Like this is more just to add it to the list of the reactions he has every time he's out there.
I think simply for Bello on the mound in the game, he kept it, pretty fine for the most part. I don't think this was as bad as the ball spike or whatever, throwing the glove down either in Chicago.
The ball spike was after a fucking inning that he got out of.
You're on the field.
I know.
Get in the dugout. Get in the tunnels. Get closer to that.
Tyler.
What?
Tyler, you're wrong.
About what am I saying here?
You just said the ball spike was worse. After he gives up five fucking earned runs and he punches himself in the head, that's not as bad as him getting out of an inning and spiking a ball on the ground?
I didn't think the stuff in the dugout, and I mentioned it, while I thought he seemed upset, I don't think it was as dramatic as the ball spike personally. I didn't see it in that light, and I think for Braden Bello and where he's at right now, like you do go back to Logan Webb in that 2020 season. That was a guy with a 5.47 ERA, 4.17 FIP. Pretty similar to where Bello's numbers are right now. It's a 5.40 ERA, 4.45 FIP. Give him that year, let him kind of develop, but he's going to need innings. I'm proud that Alex Cora pushed him to try and eat those innings in that start. It didn't work out. Like I don't look at where Braden Bello is right now, though, and I think that's where you're right, Jared, about Tanner Houck and Cutter Crawford. The development will get there. It's just what upset me a little bit, and I think that's why you can talk about the emotional stuff to some degree, is he said he was trying to check that stuff himself. It's clearly something he's trying to work on here. I wouldn't put it as high as those other two moments personally.
We're rooting for Braden Bello, so it sucks immensely that he couldn't just get through the sixth, right? If that's 6 innings,
they would have been
2 earned,
great
11
start.
Ks, 10 of those were in a row.
It'd be like,
and
hey, we got
fucking go.
We're cooking. Like that's 2 starts in a row after. Like so, I look for trends, one, and I look for point like things that you can point to as a turnaround point. When you had the extra rest and like send him to Miami, decompress, go party with the cup, all that.
Yeah.
Then you can start to say that first start in Miami, that was good. And at the time, it would have been what? Was it a 2-run home run at the end? So it would have been like 3 earned runs.
Yeah.
3 earned.
2 or 3?
Well, you're talking about the A's game, 3-run bomb.
3-run home run.
Oh, so it would have been 2 earned runs.
Would have been 2 earned through 6 with 11 Ks.
That would have been fucking amazing. And now the conversation is completely different. And we're like, Braden Bello has turned the page here. You can point to a reason why he had this moment in Miami where they sent him down there and he got the extra rest and he cleared his head, and look at him now. It was that one swing of the bat that changes the entire conversation around Bello.
But that was a completely different thing than what we were saying a minute ago, where we were saying the traffic throughout the game outside of the 3rd inning was problematic. Like you looked at it and you weren't super excited about it.
No.
It doesn't help.
It was a sandwich start. Like it was the first 2 innings. There was a lot of traffic, but the damage wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been. 2 runs. Like it could have been way worse.
What was it, double to start the game? Like it was just they traded places. They were immediately up 1-0, 2 runners in the game. Even like to me, giving up 5, obviously it's a big number. Don't want to give up 5. Doesn't bother me as much as how it happened, because the Red Sox were up 11-2 when he gave up that home run.
When that homer happened, yep.
That's more, if we want to talk the focus, that pisses me off just because it's like, all right, yeah, you gave up this home run, and I can only assume it's because of lack of focus because you have such a large run.
What if
that
it
game's 5-2? I don't know that he gives it up, but I can't give him the benefit of that doubt.
In Bello's defense, what if it wasn't a lack of focus? What if it was, we are up 9 and I'm just trying to throw strikes so I can get some outs?
He walked a guy, though. You can't, walking a guy up.
That's 9 what I mean. There are 2 guys on already.
Brutal. Yeah, walking a
single
single
home run. We're talking about a great start, and I think me and Tyler are the ones being like I did after the Miami series. I wasn't pumped about the start. I thought it was a step in the right direction.
That's where me and Coley.
But this game, I agree. There were a lot. The lifting of the Miami start, he gave up the 2 runs. That didn't bother me at all because they weren't fucking 90-degree launch angles that went 500 feet. These, he was getting pumped like that. That hit should have went out early in the game. Like the second batter should have went right out.
I think he's just struggling to find an identity where they're trying to get him to chase more swing and miss. He's been hit extremely hard in the zone, and he's trying to find that balance. But like Coley says, I do think the best version of Braden Bello is closer to a sinker ball pitcher who keeps the ball on the ground. That's where you're going to see him thrive. You just need a little bit more K per 9. I'm not looking for 11 Ks and 5. It's nice to see it, right? But I don't think that's where you're going to get the best version of him out there. There's a middle ground there, and just seemingly he hasn't been able to find that identity yet.
Yeah, and like we said, last start, he just reintroduced the fastball. That's where it's like, I can't just throw out the second half when he's changing his pitch. Like when Pivetta last year started fucking with his pitches, he's a completely different guy.
Threw it 7% of the time in the start.
The Red Sox are still in the top 10 for starters ERA. I think they're 7th in baseball right now. The fact that that's the case, all things considered, when your opening day starter has had a rough year and really been going through it, still very impressive. Very impressive the rotation's been able to do this without Brian Bello for the most part. Coley, I'm holding out hope that he has a good unofficial second half of the season. I don't fully expect that to happen. But, I mean, this guy, he had the 3 ERA at the break last year. And now it's 5.40. And I believe he gets the ball in the last game against
Red
the Royals.
Sox tied for 6th.
Tied for 6th. Look at that.
What did he have post All-Star break?
Post All-Star wasn't great.
That's what I mean.
So let's just flip it, huh? Let's just have the opposite of last year.
Really, all that he hasn't done yet is have a full season. Like you said, he's had these insane stretches. The fact that he's been not great the first half is why I have hope.
Well, it was really September what completely totaled his numbers last year, and it was when he was running out of gas. If we're going back with Bello.
Have a great
and the entire team mailed it in September last year.
He had a 5.49 in the second half, which is like exactly what his ERA is now for the first half. So we'll see. We'll see.
I'm rooting for him.
We all are. That's why I was pit when that ball was crushed.
So, was it Butler?
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, Butler, I mean, that guy, what an athlete. He was nasty yesterday, too.
No, he was. Yeah, they'll get those guys occasionally, so he won't be there long. But that...
No, he's a Brave. Welcome. Get ready to learn Atlanta.
He won't be in Atlanta on an 8-year deal. That ball was absolutely smoked, and it's like, fuck. Like, come on, man. It's just, there's always something with these starts, and it's just a pain in the ass because I want us to have Bello Day. I want us to be excited when he's on the bump. Like, we don't want to be like this. We don't want to have these segments, but
if he's not chasing Ks, I think he probably gets a double play there, or at least a ground ball through the infield. Like, it's not getting launched like they were this game. That was what annoyed me. And Bello's also going to lead the league in wins, which is going to be very funny. He's going to have like 20 wins.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's 9-5, but Tanner's like, what, 8-6?
Is he even above 500?
I remember probably one of my worst takes ever was like early Section 10. This was in Pete's mom's basement, was being like, no, wins still like the record still matters. And Jared was like, what are you talking about? And it just hasn't aged great. But
no.
Yeah, dude. Let's get those Bello wins. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Bello 20-win season coming in hot.
The team loves hitting when he's on the mound.
Oh yeah. Well, they know they
have to. Yeah.
When Pedro's take the bump, good luck scoring 1.
It's an off day for the offense.
Yeah, they're like, Pedro's pitching. Like, we don't even have to try. But like, they're like, oh, it's Bello day. We got to put up 12, boys.
Bello ignites.
They needed all.
Some are calling the heartbeat of the team.
Yeah.
Bello's going to be the first pitcher to have a 6+ ERA and win 20 games.
20-win season would be hilarious.
It's like when Marshawn Lynch was in Seattle, every time he got a big run and like ran someone over, it would amp up the defense and the defense would start playing well. Bello's like the opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's getting fucking hammered top of the first. We really need our shit tonight, fellas. And then they do.
Goes in the dugout. You guys know what you got to do. You know what I'm doing out there. You know what you got to do.
Yeah. Willier snapped to 0 for 16 with that bomb, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That was big.
The most due human of all time?
Big time due. Do. Big time due.
He did it.
Oh, buddy, did he ever.
Perfect reason why you should never panic when Willier's coming back or a season starting. If he's slow, he ramps it up very quickly. Goes from cold to, red hot.
I'm going to miss Dom Smith when he's gone.
Look at that. That's growth.
Thank you. That's a lot of growth. I said I root for Brian Bello. People don't seem to believe that. I'm just like, no, I just point out when he sucks. That's kind of what since 2015, when you suck, I'm going to say you suck. And when you're good, I'm going to say you're good. That's kind of just how it works.
Are you talking about Bello's 2015 season when he was like 7?
Yeah. No, he did suck that year.
He did suck.
Yeah, he threw like 50 miles an hour. He was terrible.
Yeah, Tyler, you don't think that I am going to be sad when Dom Smith isn't here anymore?
I'm just surprised to see this change. You were so
because I'm not a piece
Smith.
of shit like you that hates players no matter what. Like, if they're not good, I will point that out. But when they're good, I'll be like, yeah, that's my guy.
Dom Smith's been good for a while. You go back to June 1st. He's been
I've
14% above league average as a hitter.
I've been complimenting him for weeks.
Yeah, weeks sounds right. I wouldn't say a month or anything like that. You could even go back to almost mid-May, and he's been league average hitter. Yeah, May 16th.
We don't. Hey. We don't give compliments for fucking league average.
Oh, when you're Dom Smith and you got plucked out of fucking AAA?
Only Steve gives out compliments to league average players like Alex Verdugo.
There was a lot of Dom Smith hate
on this show.
He was very hated, and now it seems like everybody loves him.
Nobody hated him.
Oh my God, Dom Smith was hated.
Nobody hated him.
No. There's a lot of Garrett Cooper.
So was Dom Smith. They both were.
No.
Oh my! When Dom Smith had his little error issue, those 2 games where he kind of lost his mind, people couldn't fucking stand Dom Smith.
Yeah, times were hard. We were hungry. Yeah. We were hungry for some wins.
Dom Smith, the fielder, still stinks. I want that very clear.
He's been still fine.
Stop. He's been better of late.
Big play in the no-hitter there in Miami. I have no issue with Dom Smith at all, which is the point of a fill-in player. Like, yeah, he's fine. That's all he has to be.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny that Casas is interviewing him, even though it's like, I'm going to take your job from you, but I'll interview you in the postgame.
Well, Dom Smith is probably embracing the mentor role right now with Casas.
I'm not completely sold they're going to get rid of him when he comes back.
Probably not, actually. I think that's probably what he's earned, right?
What do you need 2 lefty first basemen for?
I understand that part of it. That part does feel weird. But Casas hasn't been like Captain Health this year, so I don't think that's insane to keep the only other first baseman you have.
I wonder if
what are you going to do with him? You can't option him.
Yeah, I know you keep him. I think you option, and I understand there's more versatile players, but Yoshida's on a hot streak right now, and I'm not jumping ahead. We'll get to it, but I don't think it's insane to look at those 2 guys and be like, yeah, we don't hate having Dom Smith. You look at how Corey used him in the Yankees series. Like, I think he's a decent weapon to have late inning bench guy. I know he's a lefty, but there are other righties.
I think it depends if they look for someone at the deadline that can kind of platoon or not platoon, but depending on, Yoshida goes deep on a lefty, not to go, jump ahead or whatever it may be. But if they're dead, stepping back. But if they go and find like a Steve Pierce,
it's exactly jumping ahead. That's like you named what it is.
Oh, spare me.
Not to jump ahead, but here's something that happened in the fucking 3 games from now,
or whatever you guys call it.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, you go. Go ahead.
If you're gonna go get a Steve Pierce type, like some people, Justin Turner, that's been rumored or whatever it may be.
That guy's fucking retired.
Yeah, that guy's
can't get super retired.
He's been hitting since June, and he's been hitting lefties all year. It's a conversation.
Steve Pierce?
No, Justin Turner.
Steve Pierce is fucking retired.
Yeah, he's you want to talk about a guy that's absolutely fucking retired? It is Steve Pierce. He's just sitting on a lake in is he from Maine?
I don't think so.
I think he's a Maine guy.
I thought he was from like
I would just assume Florida.
No, he's a Maine guy.
Lakeland, Florida.
Yeah, Maine.
Same thing. I like Dom Smith, man.
I'm thinking of Matt Stairs.
Around.
Same guy.
Yeah, same guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same guy.
Matt Stairs is from Maine, yeah?
Well, we can say that.
Yeah, I think he's from Maine. Coley?
Why is this one set up differently? No, St. John, Canada. So yes.
He's a Maine guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what's the deal with Matt Stairs in Maine? What happens if I Google Matt Stairs, Maine? What comes up?
The fact he's from there.
Oh, former major leaguer Matt Stairs is going home. The longtime Bangor resident. Yeah, he's a Maine guy.
I'm just telling you what Wikipedia said where he was born.
All right, well, Wikipedia clearly lied. Who cares about where he was born? Where is his heart? It's in Maine.
No, that's
Bangor.
It's in Bangor. Yeah. Oh, this article is from July 9th, 2012. So 12 years ago. Former baseball star, Red Sox analyst, Matt Stairs, leaving Bangor. Imagine you just want to fucking move and it's a goddamn story. Like, just let the guy move.
So I'm seeing Charlie Furbush.
What?
Dick Joyce.
Furbush?
Jake, book Matt Stairs. I need to know where this guy lives. I'm like, he's Canadian.
We'll just ask him that
he's-
and then get him out of here. That's all we
be
want to
like,
ask
Matt,
him.
where you at, dog? He's like, oh, I live in Lakeland, Florida. I'm like, all right, cool.
I
Jake,
want to
cut
thank
the mic.
Matt Stairs.
Yeah,
coming
big thanks
on
to-
Section 10.
Shout out to Matt Stairs for making the time. Big thanks, dude.
We had Squanto Wilson is a major leaguer from Maine.
Squanto?
And-
Of course.
yeah.
Oh.
And Cannonball Titcomb is from West Baldwin.
Cannonball tits. Yeah, he was that dude could swing it from both sides.
Had to.
Good old Cannonball tits.
0 career home runs.
I mean,
Well,
he
his
was
intent was to hit them.
yeah.
He definitely tried.
Yeah.
He was a put it on the ground and beat it out guy.
Yeah.
30 and 29, 3.47 ERA. Not terrible.
Yeah, there you go.
Red
Red Sox win
12-9.
12-9. Second game, who cares? I mean, every time that Steve
No, all I wanted to say about the second game was that send. It's one
was
of
it
the
a
wildest.
send or did he go
No.
through a stop sign?
It was a
That
send.
had to be a send.
Yeah, Kyle Hudson
there's
waved.
no
Send?
way. I don't think Jamie is just No, do you know who I am? I'm Jamie Westbrook. Like, I am cruising through this thing and
No.
I'm going to be safe. When they ever showed him on that side view, rounding third base and going home, I'm like, you have to be kidding me. There's a 0% chance. Credit to him for the spin move. I like the spin move. I've never seen a guy do that trying to score. But terrible.
Can understand
Was that Butler too? Fielding that ball off the wall?
the way I feel?
Think so?
Oh,
I think it was. Who else was playing center for them?
coach?
That's got to be him.
I'm ready to play. Remember
Tyler,
back in the
wasn't JJ
90s?
Bleday?
Remember back in the 90s they
think-
used to play that song?
Yeah.
When the Red Sox took the field.
My favorite
Yeah,
part is
back in like
Dun,
yeah, they play. That's what they played when the Red Sox took the field.
Don't you picture Noma? I picture
Yeah.
Noma.
Yeah, I do. Yep, late 90s, early 2000s. These kids will never know.
Mm-hmm.
These kids will never know.
Just slinging it.
Yeah, they take the field to Drake. I don't know. But we used to be a society. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know that song, Jake?
Nah.
What?
No, you guys know that song.
You guys know that song. Come on. You know that song. We can't play it because of royalties now, I guess. But
Yeah. It's called Center Field, right?
yeah. Joe Fogarty? John Fogarty? Joe Fogarty.
John.
John
Yeah.
Fogarty. Is there a Joe? There's got to be
Somewhere.
a Joe. At some point there was. John Fogarty. Fogarty? Fogarty.
Johnny Fox.
Yeah, Johnny Foglights. Yeah. Those are the fucking days.
Got the
before-
peanut guy
yeah.
walking
Oh.
down. What do you sound like?
Peanuts! Get your red hot peanuts.
Peanuts.
They were like what, $2.50 back then? Now they're like $16.
Bag of peanuts? Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Going to the game with my dad back in the day, he used to get the fucking bag of peanuts and he would just fucking be like, "Oh, you want some?" And I'd be like, "No." And then he'd put them right in my hand and I'd eat the peanuts. Yeah. Cotton candy. And then on a nice hot summer day, I'd have a bottle of Coke ice cold. And then you'd have the cotton candy and then you'd use the condensation on the bottle to wet your little fucking fingies so that they weren't all sticky. That was my childhood at Fenway. Papagenos, cotton candy, Coke, and peanuts.
Tough that Kyle Hudson was mic'd up probably for the first time in his life, and he has like the worst send of his
The
life.
only time he's ever been called out for a bad send in his Red Sox tenure.
Yeah, not bad mic'd up. Cool combos with Cora before the game. I'm like, oh, this is nice little insight. You never really see these and then he's just sending guys when the ball's like already in the infield. Like, okay, let's get that mic off.
Yeah, take the mic off, dude.
He's feeling himself a little too much. Oh, send. Like, I gotta have them hear what this sounds like. Like, no. It's fine.
Steve, gun to your head. If he's not wearing the mic, does he send Westbrook there?
I don't think he does. I think that's I got the mic. Everyone's watching me. Yeah. I'm sending this guy. This might be, by the way that game's going, might have been his only chance to send somebody all night.
Yeah.
I don't care that it's Jamie Westbrook. Jamie, credit to him. Same with Dom Smith.
Yeah.
They just can't move. They can't move.
Yeah.
And
ball was coming to the fucking...
Whoa. Dom Smith might break Usain Bolt's all of his records. He's the fastest man I've ever seen.
I think Dom Smith thinks he's moving like Usain Bolt.
On that Rafaela triple, he was gone, dude. That was a different level.
That was a different level.
It looks like the agony of someone who with each step is rotating the earth. That's how much it looks like it pains him, and I love it. Talk about relatable content.
It does seem like he's paying for every step. It's it costs him in pain or money or what, but he puts all his effort into it. Credit to him. I will miss if Dom Smith's gone. I definitely will. If he gets sent down, released, whatever, when Tristan's back. What's the latest, by the way, on Tristan?
He's taking swings in his head.
All right, so more. He's taken thousands more since we talked about that.
Yeah. He's taken approximately 14,000 swings in his head. You know
How
what
many
he was
homers
doing?
does he have in his head this year?
Oh,
he's set the record by now. Yeah.
A ton.
He's just fouling them off. He hasn't got a single hit.
You know what he was doing the other day? He was, when the guys were taking batting practice, he was taking leads off of second base and trying to read balls off the bat.
That's something.
Okay.
That's what he was doing on Tuesday, I think.
He's moving to T-work.
I've never heard of anyone doing that, but that credit to him for doing it.
A lot of things he does that you probably never heard of anyone doing, but if it works, it works.
Mm-hmm.
If it works, it works.
Watch him be. He's going to come back as the greatest baseball player we've ever seen, and there's going to be a book about
work.
What you clearly need to do is you got to stand in the bullpen, have the pitching machine fire balls at you. You got to watch guys hit in batting practice and act like you're in a real game, and take thousands of swings in your head.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Yep. Yeah, if it works, it works.
I miss him.
Pivetta, every time Pivetta sets the Red Sox franchise record for consecutive strikeouts, we lose. Can he stop doing that?
Yeah, no.
Every time he's like, new franchise record for consecutive strikeouts. Nick Pivetta, Red Sox lose. And he gets madder and madder every time. They'll ask him in the post-game press conference and be like, so, Nick, you struck out 8 in a row. Red Sox franchise record. He's like, fucking damn it. Yeah. It's cool. But we fucking lost. He doesn't want to be asked about it. He doesn't want to acknowledge that it's a part of history. 2 records, 2 L's. And, that's the type of guy that he is. He's a competitor. He wants to win.
He's got to be a 1 seed for the last guy you want to ask a question in the clubhouse. I don't know if the Red Sox have had somebody who comes to mind that I would rather ask less of a question to than Nick Pivetta. I know Catillo's probably like, what was that? How do you feel when you gave up the runs?
You remember what Nomar did, right?
What?
You don't remember Nomar in the media?
Well, some of it, but not being super hard to talk to?
Yeah.
There was a stretch there, obviously, that was not good. But you're acting like this is a career thing.
Yeah, it is.
What?
Nomar, when he played for the Red Sox, took electrical tape and made a box around his locker and told the media to stay behind the line.
No, I do remember that story, but I don't remember him being snappy with reporters.
He's my favorite player of all time. But could you imagine if someone did that today, what the reaction would be with social media? This is pre-social media.
Not great, but we can't act like Nomar was chirpy with the media all the
time. No, well, maybe I don't know, maybe he wasn't. It just never got reported because they were behind the line.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe.
He didn't have a great relationship with the media. It sounds like to me. I wasn't there. It was before my time. but I do know the story about the fucking electrical tape on the carpet.
Yeah,
so
I
that
would not
people
have
had to
been
stay behind.
worried to ask Nomar a question. That's for sure.
Not now, but then he was a little
Or
chippy.
then.
Another guy who hates it here.
I don't know that there's anyone in the clubhouse right now that I would be like afraid to ask a
Yoshida.
question.
Well, yeah.
No.
The stuff he says is
He is,
crazy.
yeah.
He's always saying some wild shit.
Him and
Like-
Jake just yep.
Yeah. At least Jake keeps it clean. Yoshida,
Oh,
I can't say the same.
right. I mean, Yoshida's been the walk-off interview on Nesson like all homestand.
No.
They're just like,
Carrying the team.
we need someone to talk about this game tonight. Let's get Yoshida in here. And he's great. It's great every time.
So gonna buy. He took his knapsack that he backpacked across the country with. He took out all his belongings. He put the team in there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see you try to steal a baseball today or whatever it was? Did you see that?
She'd been shoplifting throughout the Northeast.
Yeah,
While he's viewing these different towns and shit, just taking something from
He's
every
just
spot.
stealing stuff.
During batting practice, he went over to a during batting practice, he went over to a fan. Little girl handed him a baseball, and he signed it and gave the pen back and kept the ball.
It's
So
like,
he's
that's
like,
a
oh,
good
this is
signature.
so
I
good.
got to keep that. I just crushed that sig.
Yeah, I'm putting this shit on eBay, dude. You kidding me?
Yeah, thanks for the free ball, sucker.
Yeah.
Besides people's baseballs and stuff.
Yeah. That's a great side
That
hustle.
would be the biggest dickhead move.
Yeah.
You buy the ball at the team store for like $35, like the most overpriced thing ever. Oh, nice, Yoshida. He's hot right now. Like, let's have him sign it. And he's like, signs it, walks away, gives it to his guy who puts it on eBay.
Yeah.
He just holds it straight up. He goes, 25. Do I hear 25? 30. We got 30, the gentleman in the red.
This dude's auctioning his own autographs off to the
That's great.
Oof. I love that.
Yeah. What's the matter,
Is he the
Tyler? You
cool?
don't think that's fucking funny?
I was
Yeah,
just,
why are you
I
laughing,
was
buddy?
just laughing.
Re-
Hey,
Do it
you-
again. Do it again. Show me the laugh you did.
That was it. I'm sorry.
You don't want to laugh?
I just laugh. I was
Maybe you
laughing
can-
the
maybe you
entire
can-
time.
All right.
There is
Tyler,
something crazy going
shoplifting's
on.
a serious issue.
There's something crazy going on. I'm a little worried
What?
Jerry's not pulling the trigger because he wants things to be exactly right for that big number. That's all
What
I'm
do you
going
mean?
to say.
What do you mean?
I
I think you're a
told you
little
last
worried to pull this
episode.
trigger.
What do you mean?
He's calling the game differently.
You are calling the game differently this last episode and a half. That's all I'm saying.
What has he done that's been suspension worthy the last couple episodes?
Look at him.
I've done nothing. Innocent man,
He
good
burned
man.
his house down. I guess that's not suspension. You just want to help the kid.
You know
but-
what? My mom was like, "How the fuck didn't you suspend him for almost burning down his house?" She wanted you gone. She wanted you gone.
My mom would
that's tough.
probably
You-
agree with
that's-
Ellen.
kicking him when he's down. I mean, he might die. We're not going to. Oh, he's suspended. As
That's
you're
why
like,
I didn't do
very-
it. I was like, his
If,
pain and
if
suffering
he
is enough.
died and wasn't suspended for dying on
Oh,
air. I mean,
right. We'd have to make sure while he's still alive. Like that's
Imagine-
100.
Imagine like they're lowering his casket into the grave and we're playing the suspension music. Yeah. Our heads hung.
It's like he's on 99. We just had to get him. to
We
the
had
century
to get
mark.
him one last time.
Yeah. Again, condolences. Sorry, he's dead.
He's
It was
suspended.
meant to be.
He's suspended.
Red Sox lose 5-2.
Yoshida's autograph kind of stinks.
What does it look like?
Wow.
It just says Yoshida 7.
I can see
It
that.
looks pretty bad. He just does not. Masataka would look kind of cool in autograph form. He avoids it completely.
Red Sox lose 5-2.
I do have one thought.
Yeah.
Josh Winkowski out of the bullpen. I'm happy to have him back in there. Cooper Criswell looks like he's going to be coming back on Friday, seemingly just if you
Thank
kind of
God.
line things up. But I'm happy not to have to watch another Josh Winkowski start. He's back where he belongs.
Oh, you talking shit about Winky, dude?
I think
hasn't he
Winky's a
not been
reliever.
bad?
I've never believed he was a starter. Not a day in my damn life. Listen, I was the first Josh Winkowski supporter.
Oh, wow.
fuck out of here.
Talking shit.
No one
about-
talks about my favorite pitcher like that. Don't you fucking ever, ever come at Josh Winkowski. That suspension 100. The big hundo for Tyler Milliken.
Wow.
On Section 10.
That suspension fucking sucked. That was a garbage ass fucking suspension. That's what you blew your load on? That?
You
trying to get 101?
Fucking give me 101. You know what? You're not going to give it to me because I'm asking for it, so I can keep going.
That's
the moment. Josh Winkowski,
listen.
people are going to be pissed that you suspended me over that. That's what you chose?
Fuck them
It's
too.
his guy. He
Fuck
loves
them
Wiki.
too.
Fuck off. I spent a fucking year defending him, and all I did was get shit on.
Weird time to go the other way with it then, huh?
What'd you say, Coley?
You heard me.
I didn't.
You know you can't be talking shit about Winky on this.
I was complimenting him being back in the bullpen.
You said get the fuck out of the rotation and don't come back.
Give me Big Coop.
Said. I mean, I like Cooper Criswell as well. I think that they can piggyback each other.
I'd like neither.
Yeah. Go acquire a starter,
Coley.
please.
Cooper Criswell is good.
Give me a start.
Nah.
He's been fine.
Little 318 since he came back.
Oh. Got bad news for you, Coley.
What's that?
A little report just now. The Yankees have discussed trading for Jazz Chisholm.
Yeah, I've talked about this. This is like when Chris Paul was traded to the Lakers, the NBA was just like, no. And that's what should happen here. Not even like, I obviously love Jazz. You recently named the most overrated player in baseball. I don't know who watches enough Marlins games to come to that fucking conclusion. He's too cool for the Yankees. Like, that's not how this works. The fan base would hate him, and we don't need that. We don't need that to happen to Jazz. It's also from Heyman, though, and Heyman's an idiot, so it's hard to take that seriously.
Mm.
Yeah. Tonight's game between Tanner Houck and Luis Medina, who, by the way, sucks, but has pitched well against the Red Sox.
He looks
he has
good,
pitched
though.
well against. Yeah,
he looks like he should be nasty.
When they show him and he's got the Jordan 1 cleats, he looks like a race car, and he's just not good.
He doesn't
yet.
look anything like a race car.
Well, he looks smooth. Everything's smooth.
He would be in the Cars movie.
We literally, Steve, we just saw race cars. That Luis Medina looks nothing like one of those.
No, yeah, everything's smooth. He doesn't look physically like a race car, but I think
that's
he's
how
going
I
to be
took
filthy.
it. That's how I took what you said.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything looks smooth, and the fact that he's still not
So
that good.
Why,
I'm like,
why does he look like butter then?
He looks like butter, and I expect him to be very good.
I mean, he doesn't look
Relatively
like
soon.
butter either. I just,
But he looks
You
like a
can make
major
butter
league
look
starter.
like him.
yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it with a race car, no matter how hard you try.
Oh, never. Those two things are never lining up to look identical to each other, Steve.
The kind of guy I'm very surprised to see get rocked a little bit.
Yeah, maybe if he was like Optimus Prime,
Mm.
you know.
Steve was at the game. He said, anyone else see a big fucking windshield out there? What's going on here?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
wheels
Come
on
on.
this guy, like literally.
Whoa. Tanner Houck needed this start to finish off his first half. It had been a couple of clunkers, and he did make the All-Star team. I don't think he's going to start, and that's okay. He doesn't need to start. The fact that he made the All-Star team after we just discussed wasn't even supposed to be in the rotation at all. He's an All-Star starter, but he finished on a high note, 6 innings, 2 hits, 0 earned runs. Don't love the 3 walks, but 6 strikeouts, 103 pitches. T-Dog, what'd you see from Tanner Houck tonight?
Yeah, it was nothing significantly different. 48% on the slider, 30% on the splitter, 22% on the sinker. The slider was the main thing. When he was able to throw it for strikes when he was falling behind in counts, that bailed him out. I thought the big moment of the game, and it was kind of telling of what the first half was for Tanner Houck, was that moment in the 6th inning where Alex Cora went out there. He knew he wasn't pulling Tanner Houck, but it was more of a, hey, go and finish this up. You've earned this. Get it done. I think the last time I can remember Alex Cora giving that treatment to a pitcher, Chris Sale in KC, right? Like Houck's gotten it earlier in the season at one point, but it was Chris Sale in Kansas City when he was kind of at the end, but Cora gives him the little boost, go get it fucking done. I think that's a sign of what Tanner Houck is. And the first thing Cora said after the game today, He's our guy. Everybody knows he's our guy. He's getting that kind of treatment from Alex Cora. It's well deserved. And this was the kind of start he did need to bang it out. But yeah, the 3 walks, that hasn't been the Tanner Houck we've seen for a majority of this year. You can get away with it against the A's.
Okay.
Got a high-low update if you want it.
Oh yeah, give me a high-low.
High-low ERA for Tanner Houck, 2.26 this year. So obviously that takes out the 7 earned runs game. That takes out the complete game shutty. I hate so much that game happened against the San Diego Padres. It really sucks.
Why?
If you take that out, he'd have a MLB best 2.08 ERA and basically guaranteed be starting the All-Star game for the American League. He still could. Kind of feels like it might be Burns, but
Scooble?
Still. What's up?
Yeah. Scooble.
Oh, Scooble. Yeah, true. One of those guys. But yeah, it just seems like that one start kind of took him out of the discussion, which blows. He's got 1.4 earned runs per start in his 18 other starts outside of that 7 earned run game. And he's got a better ERA than everybody in the National League. So credit to him. Plus 2,800 to win the Cy Young.
You think he could start the All-Star game for the National League then?
Yeah. He should start for the NL. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, the game doesn't fucking count. Who cares?
Yeah. Tanner Houck, National League All-Star starting pitcher.
Scooble has the...
Yeah.
Wow.
Huge accomplishment. Again, this guy wasn't even barely in the opening day rotation, and now
wasn't in the National League?
He wasn't even in the National League. He still hasn't been this whole season, and he's gonna get the start for the NL.
Had his worst start against the very National League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the National League that cost him being the American League star.
Yeah, his AL ERA is unfucking believable.
It's incredible.
Has he pitched against other National League teams?
Let's see.
Probably. I feel like we play him all the time.
The Cubs, 6 2/3, 1 earned. The Nationals, 7 innings, 3 earned. The Brewers,
all right,
6
so
innings,
I'll
1
give it
earned.
to you. Here it is. Steve, I got the numbers for you right here.
Yep.
Tanner Houck versus the American League this year. 14 starts. He's 7-4. 10 of those are quality starts. 87 innings. 83 strikeouts. A 186 ERA. An 097 whip. And an 8.59 strikeouts per 9. So it's a 186 ERA against American League teams this year and 14 starts.
Hey, Jared, real quick.
Yep.
He's going to face the AL when he's starting
for the National
League.
Yep. Yep. But what worries me is that he has to face the National League in the World Series, where he has made 5 starts.
Can I guess the ERA?
Yes.
4.8?
450.
Okay.
Wow.
Yep. 30 innings, 34 hits, 15 earned runs, 450 ERA. But a 322 FIP, Tyler.
Okay.
A little unlucky for Tanner Houck.
Yes. Those stats brought to you by True Media. Coley?
Can we talk about the World Series for a second? I was talking to Clue, the Yankees fan, today, and I was like, yeah, the Yankees don't feel...
Oh, it's pronounced Clue?
Yeah, K-Lou.
I thought it was
Those
K-Lou.
names, you can say either. I say Clue.
Okay.
He and I, like, he was like, I'm not that worried about the Yankees. It's a really awful stretch, obviously, but the rest of the American League, like, we feel like we can compete, and that's exactly where I am. Like, I don't look at anyone in the AL and be like, oh, there's no chance we could beat them. Today, currently constructed.
The Orioles are the only team I flinch
Yeah,
at.
it's still...
Yeah, me too.
That
Yeah.
ALCS is scary.
Yeah, we're closing in on the Orioles, but it's not because we're beating the Orioles. But this weekend, the Yankees are playing the Orioles. So
They sure are.
there's going to be movement somewhere for us. And the opportunity to put some distance between us and the Kansas City Royals. It's a big weekend. I know we're going into the All-Star break. I know that we're all, except for Coley, flying to Dallas, Texas, and we're focused on the All-Star game and all that. But let's not focus on the All-Star game until we fucking get there. We got a big weekend where the Red Sox are playing the Royals and the Yankees are playing the Orioles. So strap in.
It's got to be the biggest Red Sox Royals series, like of all, since like Brett Saberhagen was pitching.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know when there would have been a bigger one. Like when the Royals were good, we were in last place both of those years.
Right.
14-50. They were terrible. Sox were terrible.
Yeah, 2 last place seasons. So, yeah, you might be right. This might be the biggest Red Sox Royals series of our lifetime.
Yeah.
Red Sox, Royals. Biggest series between these two teams ever. Only on NESN.
It's crazy. Like, I was thinking about that when they showed the preview. I was like, I've never experienced a Red Sox Royals game that's ever mattered like 1 iota. Not for a second have they mattered.
Unless they were like playing spoiler in a year where the Red Sox were trying to get in and the Royals were just the pesky Royals. But I don't even remember that.
Like, because you like talking about it all the time, the Royals historically have like tried to help us get in. They were like, yeah, just have Bruce Chen. We don't give a fuck.
Yo, Bruce Chen is the fucking man, dude.
Yeah, he is. But the Royals were like, he's technically our employee, but you can have him. Like, we're all set.
2011.
We don't need him.
2011. They were like, hey, fuck it. You want Bruce Chen to help you get into the playoffs? He's on the next flight.
It is funny. Like the Royals have been around for a while. I'm trying to think of one meaningful Red Sox Royals game ever.
I can think of one.
Debut. Right? 2007.
I'm trying to think of
debuted
one
against Seattle.
meaningful
Was it
Red
Seattle?
Sox.
It
I could
was
have sworn it was the
Seattle.
Mariners. Yeah.
It might have been Seattle at home, but Kansas City on the road.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I think
maybe.
I think his first start at Fenway was against the Mariners.
Royals.
His first start was on the road against the Royals, if I'm not mistaken.
It's first start of his career, Tyler Milliken. There you go. At Kansas City.
That
I
07
fucking said that.
stuck in my head.
And home against Seattle?
And home against Seattle. Yeah, at KC, 7 innings, 1 earned, 10 Ks. That might be the last time he ever did that.
No, he did it. I say this stat all the time. Daisuke Matsuzaka struck out 10 batters in 2 of his first 3 big league starts and then never did it again.
Yeah.
The thing is, that's wrong.
He proved his point.
No, he's right. It's KC and it's Toronto.
And then it was August 4th that season against the Mariners.
No.
A strong way to win an argument is just nope.
How many innings did he go in that game?
Can't fight it. 7-6, Coley.
No, in the August 4th game.
Oh.
What were you saying?
How many innings did he throw in that? There's got to be another thing.
The AUG 4, 7 innings, 10 Ks.
Oh,
yeah, AUG 4,
All right,
yeah. That's
AUG
what I
4.
said.
Yeah, no, you said that. You had it.
That's what I said. AUG 4.
Yeah, 2 out of the first 3 and then AUG 4, and that was it. Yep.
Yeah. And then never again.
Never again.
I mean, at this point, I don't even
4.
know if that's true now, I guess. I don't know.
All 2008, he was just constant 7-10 every start.
Where were you guys AUG 407? The last time Daisuke had double-digit Ks.
There, crying, tears of joy, celebrating in the streets. The only important Red Sox Royals memory that I have is Willie Mopena hitting that fucking home run at Kauffman Stadium that went 8,000 feet.
I mean, the only thing that comes to mind is the Jaron thing in Kansas City. That's all I'm thinking of. And
we don't talk about that.
No, I know. That's why I'm kind of like
right
whispering.
before his first All-Star game, Steve.
Hey, I'm just whispering it.
Yeah, but
we're saying what we think of. We're saying what
I can hear you.
Whispering first.
I can hear you.
Shit, that's true.
It's a microphone, Steve.
Yeah, and
I know.
He's already pissed at you.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
We got to keep our composure here.
I'm going to keep doing some research because I really want the first 2 out of 3 in AUG 4 stat to be right.
Yeah, I think it's right.
It's kind of hilarious that Daisuke did strike out 10 in that final season with the Mets in 2014. That's very weird.
I mean,
I love of it's kind of crazy.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, Tyler, what aren't you hearing? 2 out of 3, Og 4.
That's it.
What's that?
That's it.
Fucking guy.
Crazy thing is how much that comes up in baseball circles too. Like, remember the Daisuke 2 out of 3 Og 4 stat?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jared started us off was, I say this all the time.
I say this every day to people.
Jared has this encyclopedic knowledge of all things Red Sox, and then every once in a while he'll be like, Manny Ramirez never won a batting title. Like, it's the strangest blind spots you've ever seen.
Well, because he didn't win one with the Red Sox.
Yes, he did.
Doesn't count.
Manny?
We do this all the time.
Oh, we've done this before.
Coley, Manny did not win a batting title with the Red Sox. He won it with Cleveland. I'm going to look this up right now.
Are you sitting down, Jared?
So stupid.
Jared, he did, Jared.
He hit 349 in 2002 with the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Nailed it. That's what you said.
The fact that Coley's got it all wrong here. Oh, shout out Coley, by the way. I didn't know you had the 10 behind your head.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's cool.
What is that? Is that the t-shirt?
No, it's our current logo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways, like I said, Manny won a fucking batting title with the Red Sox.
No, I know. I appreciate Steve trying to get the heat off of me there, but it's true. If you want to suspend me, I'll take it.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because you can at least admit when you're wrong.
I think Coley still doesn't have a main suspension, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
I don't think so.
I keep it classy.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Yeah. Not that I'm in a rush to do it or anything. I mean, Jake has 0 anywhere.
Yeah, for all that yapping, it's kind of crazy.
Guy doesn't shut the fuck up. It's like
you thought at one of these points he would have said something a little.
Yeah, you would.
tough.
Yeah, like if you talk into a microphone long enough, eventually you're going to say something that gets you a suspension. We all know that. So it's very impressive that Jake has eluded suspension as often as he has.
Proud of you, Jake.
He's a volume shooter and drains them all. Hasn't missed yet. Probably never will. You know what else never misses? Blue Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about draining every shot. Blue Moon. Tyler, some beers can say that they're brewed for baseball, but only Blue Moon is brewed by baseball. Beer and baseball, they just go together. And no beer goes better than the one that was literally born in a ballpark. Blue Moon was created at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. It's the natural choice for opening day and all season long. It's also the natural choice for Tyler Milliken when we get to the All-Star game.
I'm going to be drinking
when we
alcohol?
get down there, yeah, probably. When we get to Dallas, I believe is there a pool, Jake, or just a jacuzzi?
I think we got a pool and a jacuzzi.
Oh, buddy. What else is in the house? Do they have a pool table?
Not sure, but feels like there could be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be smoking so many fucking cigarettes in that house.
I would not say that. I would not say that based on the email we received today. Mm-mm.
What email did we receive? I didn't get an email today.
Read through it. That's against the rules.
What's the email say?
No smoking.
No cigarettes.
No matter what.
That's against the rules of the house?
Inside, outside. You can't do it anywhere near the property. Smoke-free neighborhood.
All right, I won't.
Neighborhood?
That's what the email said. Neighbors are very sensitive.
The neighbor, I can't smoke on the street?
You got to drive at least 10 minutes down the road.
All right.
No vaping.
All right, yeah. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll drive way down the road.
All right, I will.
Anyways, we'll have Blue Moons in the fridge. I know that. From its refreshing flavor with Valencia orange.
Whoa.
Just cracking a moon under the pale moonlight.
Who do you think it was? It's the tastemaker himself. It's Coley Mick. There he is. Happy anniversary, by the way, Coley.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
The Big 5. The Wood year.
Big Wood.
Big 5. Did Tyler text you congrats today?
Me and Coley had a nice exchange today, but it was not about that. No.
Yeah, like that's the worst feeling in the world. You know, like someone that I went to high school with texted me on my birthday asking me for money. You know how much I hate that person now?
Coley, you told him I asked you for money? No, we were talking trade deadline.
Imagine texting Coley on the day of his anniversary, the 5-year anniversary, and just being like, "Hey man, what do you think? We're gonna trade for fucking Luis Rengifo? What do you think? What do you think,
It's not that far off from the conversation we were having. But I wanted him to expand, and I didn't want to do it on Twitter.
Okay, but did you say congrats to him?
No, you don't congratulate other people on their anniversary. That's weird.
From its refreshing flavor with Valencia orange peel for a subtle sweetness and hints of coriander. Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale is a one-of-a-kind beer that's made brighter. It's carefully crafted and full-flavored with refreshing notes and a smooth, creamy finish. Blue Moon was brewed by Baseball to give you a dose of nostalgia and get you excited for the new season. Why strike out with the same old beer when you can get something that's one of a kind? Its bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer experience that is perfect for spring weather and summer weather when it's going to be 105 degrees in Dallas, Texas, where we will be drinking Blue Moons together this weekend and during the week and for the next 7 days or how long we're in Dallas. Best served with its signature orange garnish to showcase its beautiful hazy color. A beer this good only comes around once in a blue moon, but you can enjoy it all season long. Can't you, Tyler?
Every damn day, every damn second. If you see me in Texas and I don't have a blue moon, come up to me and smack the fuck out of me.
Oh, you're going to get smacked, I feel.
Come and do it. I'll have a blue moon, I promise
Come
you.
take it. Come
you
take
see
it.
me? I'm not watching. I don't give a fuck.
You ain't scared. We know you're not watching when you're walking around. We know you have no idea what's going on around you. Bring the ballpark to you with Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale. It's one of a kind every time. Get Blue Moon delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared to see your delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon, made brighter, celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Another big game for Masataka Yoshida. Another big game for Wheeler Abreu. Another big game for Connor Wong. Red Sox beat that Oakland A's ass 7-0 tonight. It was nice to have an easy one. I didn't like, playing the Oakland A's going into the finale feeling like, we have to win this one to take the series. I don't like that. I would rather, I don't want to go into the pod with a loss. But I don't like having the rubber match against the Oakland A's and being like, oh, man, do we really have to scratch and claw for this? The answer was no. They just beat that ass.
Credit to the Sox, because I just never, the way they're playing right now is like, okay, no, they'll win the series. They'll just win the series on Thursday, and then it's fine. And that's what they're doing. Doesn't matter if it's a good team, bad team, like the A's. They win the series. That's what they've done for a month and a half now.
Yeah, they've been doing it. They've been doing it so much that, like we said at the top of the show, they are 2 back in the loss column from the New York Yankees. I mean, are the Red Sox going to be in second place on Monday? Are the Red Sox going to go into the All-Star break in second place?
It could go both ways. All right, I'm going to get myself suspended. See, I've become self-aware. I didn't even say it.
You did.
I didn't say it. I caught myself, and I haven't said anything yet.
You haven't said it yet.
What Tyler was going to say is there is a world where the Red Sox go into the All-Star break not even holding a playoff spot.
That's what he was going to say.
Some would say that's what I was pondering.
That's exactly what he was going to say.
Literally, all they have to do is win 1 out of 3. But Tyler's like, they could get swept.
Tyler,
it's actually, I'm jumping ahead now. I really need to take a step back here. I'm just reeling it in.
Like 15, 20 minutes ago, I was like, I think the Red Sox could walk to the World Series. That's how little I respect the rest of the American League. Tyler's like, they're selling today.
I don't disagree with the idea that there's no one in the American League you should fear outside the Orioles. But this Royals matchup, you are running into them. Yeah, I'm not terrified of them. They'd be a good matchup.
You should fear the Astros. They've been there, done that. You haven't. That's a big thing.
That rotation's going to have to carry things they haven't done in a long time.
They got smacked by Texas last year, who had not been there nor done that.
I just got a quick question for the group. Wow. How many teams in baseball are 8-2 or better in the last 10?
Sox.
I'm guessing
it's
the fucking Red
just
Sox.
the Sox. It's just the Sox.
I think
because
it's just the Sox.
Baltimore gets deserved respect as just a baseball team right now. I don't disagree with that. They're playing about the same level of ball as the Yankees over the same stretch. Like they've overtaken it. What, Jared?
This Baltimore Orioles team that everyone is sucking their cocks right now, they've never won a playoff game.
Not one.
They've been there, but they haven't won one.
Not one.
Not a game.
If they show up at the deadline and act like a real fucking organization and do what they're supposed to do and they go deal for a real arm, then you should be really terrified. Kyle Bradish going down was massive.
If they get Garrett Crochet, I'm going to kill myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they get Crochet, like, jump off a bridge.
Yeah. That's the only thing. If that happens, then shut it the fuck down. We just wasted all of our time.
If they get Crochet, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the only way. If they get Garrett Crochet, then it's like, all right.
How did I miss that the Orioles just got swept and outscored 21-2? I totally
by
the Cubs.
Yeah,
the Cubs.
You guys know that?
That's what I started this off with. They've been about as bad as the Yankees
I just
over the
didn't
same
know.
stretch.
I didn't know they just got swept by the Cubs and outscored 21-2. That I feel like. Yeah, no. To your point, Coley, that should be discussed a little more than it is.
Talk about killing myself.
I'm gonna kill myself.
We were 14 and a half back of everybody, and now we're talking about we're like 5 back of Baltimore. And it's like, man, no one can beat those fucking Orioles. Everyone's beating the Orioles right now.
The Sox are not. They're not good at beating the Orioles.
Yeah, they don't beat them.
That was when they were winning games. They're not beating anybody, Jared.
Since May 19th, the Boston Red Sox have the best record in baseball at 29-17. The Orioles are 29-21. So that's weird. Yeah, we have a 630 winning percentage. They have a 580 winning percentage. The Yankees are 24-24 over their last 48 games. So, like, as much as everyone wants to make it about the last month, it's really been the last 2 months. They've just been butt cheek. Like, we basically flip-flop seasons.
Right.
We are on the Yankees start, and they have our start right now.
Yeah.
Like, were the Yankees ever fucking what we are right now? Did the Yankees get off to a 29-17 start?
Had to.
Yeah, they were hot. The Yankee fans were like, "Oh, this is the year."
They were playing like 700 ball, weren't they?
Yeah, they were on fire.
No, Tyler was on fire.
Don't even. I just don't look at the Yankees and like think. Obviously, Aaron Judge has not been playing well the last 8 games. Hasn't homered, whatever. But the rest of that team, in terms of like regression, all those guys were going to regress. They're back to what the underlying metrics said for Carlos Rodon and Marcus Stroman and all these guys. Maybe you hope Garrett Cole puts it together. Why would you be confident in that based off the elbow injury he was dealing with? Alex Verdugo's back to being Alex Verdugo. What do you look at the Yankees lineup right now and say, oh, they're underperforming in a big way? Like Anthony Volpe, everything came back down to what like the expected metrics were. I don't look at them, and they're going to buy. They're going to do a lot at the deadline like they usually do. And guess what? They'll probably get a nice week spike, whatever it may be. But nothing on that team speaks in a different way like, hey, we're going to be what we were the first 2 months of the year. Like, I don't know what part of it. Clay Holmes looks like he's going to fucking implode every time he takes the mound right now.
I'm doing some good research here. The Red Sox first 48 games, they were 24-24. The Yankees last 48 games, they're 24-24.
So yeah, that means the Yankees started off better than 29-17. If we still haven't caught them, otherwise they'd have the same record.
They're first into 50 wins.
I love the Brooksgate account on Twitter.
We know you fucking say that every fucking time you bring it up. You're like, Brooksgate, best Twitter ever. Love the Twitter. Brooksgate.
Brooksgate.
Yeah.
At
follow
Brooksgate _gate. 2022, the Yankees started 61-23. They finished 38-40. 2023, they started 36-25, finished 46-55. 2024 started 50-22, and they have gone 6 and what is it? Or maybe 4-16 since then. They've been terrible since that stretch. At Brooks _gate.
At Brooks _gate.
Yankees bad, man. Yankees bad.
No one in the Central. Respect to Cleveland for being able to do this seemingly every year now. No one's worried in the playoffs.
Especially since like their pitching is just not where it needs to be. Like it's awesome what they're doing offensively, but when you get into that kind of situation, it's going to come down to what you have for arms. Not scared of Carlos Carrasco in the big 2024. I'm sorry.
Didn't he shove against us this year?
He was
Cookie.
Yeah, it was like 5 innings, wasn't it, or something like that?
It was early. Like it was for sure when we were fucking around.
Yeah, 5 2/3 and 2 iron.
Yeah, that's shoving for Carlos Carrasco.
Yeah,
he's holding that 5.22 years.
Get me Casas. Get me an arm. Get me Randy Roses. Let's go.
You want Arena or Rosarena?
The very
Mark
Arena.
That's what I texted Coley about. Hey,
yeah, I want Randy. You talk about probably the biggest flaw with this team is lack of postseason experience, which you just brought up as a reason why you didn't want to play the Astros. Who better?
I don't mind.
Randy Rosarena.
I don't mind playing the Astros.
You were pissing down your leg 2 seconds ago.
Oh,
you were shaking, Jared. You were shaking in your fucking boots.
I was sitting here being like, I'm not worried. The American League is food. And you were like, but the Astros. But the Astros.
You're really only getting them if you're the 6th, by the way.
Mom.
You're likely only getting the Astros if you're the 6th. I think they win the West and have the worst division record of winners. So they're probably going to be the 3 seed. Sox could be playing 4 seed ball.
Holy.
Like Hunter Brown starting game 3 for them right now once Verlander gets back?
Well, no, Blanco, no?
Probably. He's been better this year. Hunter Brown's been pitching really well the last month or so. Lance McCullers, how does he factor in once he gets right?
He'll never be right again.
Yeah, he'll blow.
Jerry, what are you looking up, Jerry? You're looking something up.
So I just think I put it together. It's basically what I was just saying. It was the Red Sox first 48 games, 24-24. The Yankees last 48 games, 24-24. The Yankees first 46 games, 31-15, best record in the AL. The Red Sox last 46 games, 29-17, best record in baseball. So that's the 2 games that they're separated by. Know what I'm saying?
Red Sox win 7-0.
Yeah. Red Sox win 7-0. They're 8-2 in their last 10, 18-7 in their last 25. Have only lost one of their. That's the big one. They haven't
lost a series. They've lost one series since May 30th. That's crazy.
They've only lost one of their last 12 series. They're 7-1-4.
Split with the White Sox.
And you know what really fucking... Yeah, that is crazy.
That sucks.
It's getting crazier. I'm fine with it. If we'd swept the White Sox and then sucked after that, that would have been a terrible trade. We split with the White Sox. And one of them was Crochet. We took 2 out of 3 from the White Sox.
I like that they were so insulted that after that they were like, you know what, we need to get our fucking shit together. We are better than this is a fucking franchise, please.
Yeah, you get a banana split and you're offended that you suck that bad. So it's
Ralphie said, I need to pick up the crack pipe and start
let
me hit that shit.
Back on track.
Smoking that crack.
We haven't talked about this yet. Sam Kennedy's comments. And boy, did that get the juices flowing for me. I don't know. And Cole, you disagree? You got no juice on this?
He was lying with half of what he said.
That's what he said in September. That's what he said in September about the offseason. He's a big pocket Red Sox are back.
Let us pray.
But the question I have is, if the right deal is available, that means you will have to take on a decent amount of salary for this year. Would this team do it?
Without question.
This
ownership group, John Henry and Tom Werner, Mike Gordon, the entire Fenway Sports Group partnership have proved time and time again in our 2.5 decades that resources will not be a problem when it comes to doing everything we can to be a winning championship team for the now and for the long term. It is hard. And you have years where you don't meet expectations like we've had the last 2 years. So that is something that has always been a hallmark of this organization, and resources won't be a problem. Now, can we match up on a deal that makes sense? We'll have to see. What are the next couple of weeks going to bring? We don't know, but there's a great feeling in that clubhouse. There's a great vibe in the front office. AC and Brez are on the exact same page about what we're trying to do here. I really think the Boston Red Sox organization have an elite baseball operation right now, and it's a special time.
It is a special time, baby. It's a special time. I know you guys may not believe every word that Sam Kennedy just said, but if you're going to throw a without question out there, as I scratch the skin off my fucking sunburn on my every 4th of July, I just fry the fucking shit out of my chest. Look at this. It looks like I just took my hand out of my shirt. It looked like fucking LeBron before entering the game. That was a little basketball for you, Coley.
Loved it. He walked it back before he finished his sentence. He was like, now, will that deal line up? Probably not. So, yeah, of course I'm going to say that because it's not even a fucking realistic possibility.
We've gotten 3 things, right, in 24 hours. Tomasi said, and Tomasi's as negative as anybody saying. He was sitting there with Shaughnessy fucking 48 hours ago saying, like, oh, they're going to end up selling. The ownership doesn't want to buy. Like, it's so clear. He went to Fenway and was like, oh, nah, like the vibe is they're going to buy. They're planning to do that. That's what they're hearing. Jim Bowden today, right, came out and said that Breslow's been looking for a veteran starting pitcher on the market. And I'm not saying to take his word and run with it, but you got 3 different examples. What pissed me off about Kennedy, it's like, don't tell me the resources have never been an issue or a conversation when you've drawn in-season budgets. Last year, over the offseason, you drew it below than what you could have actually spent when you did need more help at that time. That's where I kind of stand up and say, all right, well, Sam, you got to do it for anyone to believe it. That's just the reality at this point.
I always hate when 2.5 decades. Okay, we're talking about different chapters here. We can't blend the whole book together. Like, this is not, these are not equal things. It's not even close.
I hate when they do that.
Oh,
we've been
like,
here
look at the championships we provide. Like, stop.
Like,
you can't do that anymore. You can't do that.
You can't question us. We've won in the past. It's like, okay,
yeah,
cool.
We've won.
We appreciate it. Yeah. You acted way differently when you won all 4 of those. So,
yeah. That's like being like, yeah, like when I was in high school and college, I didn't smoke crack, but now I'm 30 and I do smoke crack. But what about all that time that I wasn't smoking crack? Is that good for anything? Well, no, you're a crackhead. Like, hello.
People are going to be confused when this episode's labeled like smoking crack or something like that. They're like, what the fuck happened to these guys?
Please no, Jake.
Yeah. Yeah. I cooked up such a tasty J-Hay nug on that. That makes me feel good. Like, that makes me feel good to see it right there in front of me. Red Sox first 48 games, 24-24. The Yankees last 48 games, 24-24. The Red Sox last 46 games, 29-17. The Yankees first 46 games, 31-15. Like, that big fucking, like, oh my God, is this going to be the best Yankee team ever start that the Yankees got off to? That's basically the run that the Red Sox have been on since May 19th.
And I trust the Red Sox version of that baseball to be more sustainable. I do.
Well, that seems biased.
No, you can say it. I think Alex Cora has been saying the same thing. Like, in terms of major regression, do I see anyone right now who's going to have major regression? Like, we're getting Tristan Casas back. You're going to get Liam Hendricks added to this bullpen. Like, there's no one on that team.
You getting him back, basically.
Yeah, he hasn't been, swinging until the last couple of days since coming back off the IL, right? Like, Masataka Yoshida's just finding his footing again the last week and a half or so. You should be moving in the right direction here. Yeah, maybe Connor Wong regresses or whatever it may be, but is there anyone else that you expect to fall off a cliff here? David Hamilton isn't going to forget how to run. And, like,
that
that's
would be
the athleticism.
nuts if he did.
That'd be crazy.
Stuck out there and like,
imagine he's just like out at like first base and he's getting the steal sign and he's just like, what the fuck do I do?
I don't know what to do.
Run.
Is it feet? Do I get momentum with hands?
Yeah, he starts walking on his hands, doing a handstand. And he's like,
they
wait,
got him stealing. He's crawling to second.
Blue,
what is he
time
doing?
blue. My guy forgot how to fucking run. He forgot. He doesn't know how to do it, dude.
like Ceddanne Rafaela, this is, the best version of him we're seeing. Alex Cora saying today, like, he needs to be talked about in the Rookie of the Year conversation. Him coming out and saying that, like, I don't know. I think that's why Cora keeps saying to everyone, like, I don't think we can lose 5 or 7 games in a row. We're too athletic for that.
Dude, Sox are good, Tyler.
That's what they're saying.
Red Sox are pretty good.
Yeah.
So that Sam Kennedy stuff didn't really do the same for you guys that it did for me?
No, prove it.
You got to prove it. But I believe they're buying.
I'm with you on the prove it, yeah.
I think that the words aren't really going to matter from now until the deadline, right? And it's soon enough that we don't really have to worry about it that much. The Breslow stuff didn't matter at all to me. There's no real reason to give what you're going to do to show your hand. What's the benefit?
I think the only
That's fine. That's good.
Yeah, I'm a naive fucking idiot. I am going to...
It's better to be that.
Who is the highest, not necessarily ranked just by Sox prospects, but how they're talked about? Who's the highest chip you're willing to trade for this team?
You asking me, Coley?
Everybody. You obviously have the biggest depth of knowledge, but everybody. I mean, is the big 3 untouchable? I think they are. I wouldn't sell
them,
any of those guys.
Would you do it for Skubal?
Only
I'd have
Teal.
a conversation about it.
Only Teal would be on the table for Skubal.
Interesting. Yeah. Teal. I'd have a really hard time with Roman Anthony.
Is the line at York? Is that where?
I think it's
no. You gotta go higher.
I think it's Christian Campbell.
Yeah, I think Campbell probably is the line there. Cespedes is hard, but that's probably me just being a fucking prospect.
But he's also so far away. I don't know what his value is. Like, obviously, he's ranked highly for us. I don't know what his value is right now on a trade market, which is admittedly a seller's market. Like, buyers right now have to be fucked because there's not many teams that are going to sell.
If you're going to deal,
Campbell.
if you're going to deal for an arm that's not going to cost a lot but has some term, Campbell is probably the piece you're flipping. Top 100 guy, back end 89. Hasn't seen the stock completely go through the roof just yet. Like, that's basically what the Angels gave away last year at the deadline.
Sure.
But that's hard because if you are truly buying in on what Christian Campbell's doing right now and you think it's going to be a big 4 and not a big 3.
Yeah, I'm not saying give him away in the first people that call up, but like if the White Sox actually do due diligence, call everybody before trading Crochet, that's the most I can offer. Like, I'm not putting Teal on the table too. Like, you can have this and we can talk with guys under him.
So,
but
yeah,
if someone else can beat that, go ahead. I'm not breaking up the rest of the 3.
So just for reference, so people know what I was referring to with that Angels deal. Last year when the Angels were, being crazy and they were trying to make a push for Shohei Ohtani, they traded Edgar Quero, I believe is Caro. He was a top 70 prospect in the sport, and they got Lucas Giolito and Ronaldo Lopez in that deal.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's obviously not the Ronaldo Lopez we know of today right now. That's reliever Lopez, but Lucas Giolito was coming off a good first half. But also a rental.
Right.
Is it time, Jerry?
Yeah, I think so.
Ketchup Series MVP. Series MVP.
Clark's Ketchup Series MVP brought to you by Clark's Ketchup Drizzle. That ketchup. It's going to be an interesting vote here tonight or this morning as it is 12:35 a.m. I know Steve is pumped about that.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's that time.
Mm-hmm.
Got to vote. My vote for the Clark's Ketchup Series MVP for this 2 out of 3 series victory against the Oakland A's. This individual hit 500 in this series with a 545 on base. Led the Red Sox with a 1920 OPS in the series. Led the Red Sox with 2 homers. Led the Red Sox with 3 extra base hits. Led the Red Sox with 11 total bases, and he saved his biggest offensive performances for the 2 wins, as we do weigh that more heavily. My vote for Clark's Ketchup Series MVP, Wilyer Abreu. Tyler, if you would be so kind.
I'm right there with you. You laid out the stats. There's not much more to add, but when you have 8 at-bats in a series and 6 RBIs, I think that's pretty telling of what you kind of did in that series. I'm happy to have this version of Wilyer back. You know it's only a matter of time when he's coming back from an injury or starting slow. He's back to killing righties.
Call it.
An alarming lack of packets. Houck gets a packet for sure. Yoshida, I'm still seriously considering. He had 5 RBI this series?
Yep.
And when you look at how they lost game 2, they load the bases to start the game, come away with no runs. That's what tonight's first inning looked like all over again. A couple of larger bats got up before Yoshida. Couldn't get the job done when it was second and third. He gets the bases loaded after Wong draws the walk, I believe. Bang, 2 runs immediately. Really set the tone for this game. Homers later. Wilyer adds one, of course. Wilyer was dominant the whole series, but I do think game 3, whereas they scored 12 runs in game 1, everyone contributed. Game 3 felt like Yoshida won it almost on his own. I'm going Masataka Yoshida.
You're going Yoshida?
Yeah.
Okay. Jake, who you got?
I'm also going Yoshida here because that big 2-out hit in the first of today's game. Also went 2 for 3 in game 1, the other win. Had two big performances in both wins. I'm going Yoshida.
Wow. So that's 2 votes Wilyer, 2 votes Yoshida. I did see Steve fist pump when I voted for Wilyer. So I feel like that may have given away his vote. But let's not jump to any conclusions here. Let's ask Steve himself. Steve, your vote.
Yeah, coming into this series, this guy was hitting 184 since coming off the IL with 0 homers over the last 3 weeks. As Jared mentioned, he had 2 homers in this series and hit 500 in this series against the Oakland A's. I like giving my series MVPs occasionally, not just necessarily to the guy that had the highest OPS or did the most this, most that. I enjoy also factoring in a guy that needed to get going, that gets going. Wilyer Abreu is right at the top of the list when it comes to that category. I love how excited he gets round the bases on a home run, had a big fist pump there with the dinger in the series finale and a win the Red Sox needed and a win they got. Big time because of Wilyer Abreu, series MVP.
Wow. Damn. Okay. To the expert panel. First vote. Coming in from Loomer. He says, I always appreciate when Lou submits his vote before the game is over because he just knows the series is over.
He always does it.
Abreu had a great couple nights, but I'm going with Masa fucking Taka. Huge hit in the first tonight. That changed this game, and that bomb ended it. That is 3 votes Wilyer, 3 votes Yoshida. This is a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Will Middlebrooks. Will Middlebrooks comes in and he says, Willier. Massa was good too, but it's Willier. 4-3. Willier versus Massa. Next up, Jemai Webster. It's been building for a couple weeks now, so let's welcome him to the Drizzle Fiesta. Masataka Yoshida from the land of the rising sun. 80 M's. It was time to get back to being him.
What's great is every time someone's like, he really needed to get going, I'm like, it's both of them. It could be either guy.
I know. I realize saying that about Abreu, it's like, that is totally Yoshida as well. But he's kind of gotten going more before Abreu.
So it's 4-4?
Yeah, fours.
TC. Abreu.
Ooh.
Locked in.
The heavyweight.
5-4.
This is back and forth.
5-4, Willier. Kevin Youkilis.
Oh, boy.
Yoshida.
Wow, this is nuts.
5-5. OB. Willier.
This is crazy. Are you going in this order on purpose?
No.
He didn't know he didn't know me and Jake were gonna vote Yoshida.
No,
Yeah.
but afterwards.
This is wild.
6-5.
Yeah.
6-5 Willier, and it's coming down to Will.
Wait, so we have a tie possibility here.
Yes.
I think he's gonna go Willier.
Ties on the table.
Willier.
If he starts talking about a player, normally he doesn't pick the player. I've picked up on that.
True.
Steve's right.
Also true.
So it's 6-5. Will
6-5.
Fleming has, as always, the final vote. If it ends in a tie, we call Jonathan Papelbon.
I mean, to be fair to Will, if it ends in a tie, I feel like that we can call Pap. I'm not against that, but Will's vote should decide it.
I don't hate that. That's the tiebreaker. I don't hate that.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Will is the king of the Willier voice, though. Is he not the one who started that?
He is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think he's going Willier, but I do think if he says Yoshida, tie goes to Will Fleming.
Tie goes to Will
Tie
Fleming.
goes to the Will Fleming. Everyone knows that.
Okay, we ready?
What the fuck is up, fellas? So we beat the Oakland A's 2 out of 3. La-di fucking da. Just kidding. Love it. Keep the momentum going. 2 out of 3. Here come the Royals. Wild card momentum, all-star break, trade deadline, all of this stuff going on. This particular series, I can't go too crazy. So we beat the A's. Great job. However, there's one dude that you guys know that I love to celebrate more than anybody else. The Clark's Ketchup Series MVP is Willier motherfucking Abreu.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you, Will.
It is Willier Abreu. First of the year?
Second of the year.
Second of the year. Second of the year. Clark's Ketchup Series MVP for Willier Abreu. Wasn't a tie. Won it outright.
7-5.
Came down to Will Fleming, as it's been known to do. Congratulations to Willier Abreu on Clark's Ketchup Series MVP number 2.
Only the third player on the 24 Red Sox with multiple Ketchup Series MVPs.
Do you remember
Clark's
the series that he won it? I don't.
I don't. Nope.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's probably a question for Garrett. A little homework.
Yeah. Okay. Let's stop it. Game time. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace in Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer that it gets the first pitch, with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. The Sox are hot. You want to go to Fenway to see them. Maybe you don't live around Boston. Maybe you want to see them on the road. Well, guess what? Game Time has those tickets as well. Save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. With flash deals, you can save even more with exclusive in-app deals on select seats ahead of the game or the event. With zone deals, you can save even more when you choose a section. You let Game Time choose the seats for you. They've got all-in pricing. When you toggle this feature, it shows the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. Get a panoramic view of your seat in the app before you buy the seats. The lowest price guarantee, your Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry today. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10 for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10, that is SECTION, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app. Last minute tickets, lowest price, a guarantee.
By the way, that Will Your Ketchup was the Pirate series.
I don't even remember playing the Pirates this year, Tyler.
Well,
No, you brought up the Brewers earlier. I said, surely that's from a different season. Not this one.
We played the Pirates? Did we do good?
Yeah, that's when Casas died.
Oh, yeah. Did he try to steal second or some shit?
Swung. He swung weird.
No, I know that's how he got hurt, but he also did something stupid on the bags.
Sounds right. He homered. Bello had a really good start in Pittsburgh, too.
Cool. He swung weird.
Definitely swung weird.
It swung weird.
Yeah. But even that happened in the previous series, right? That was the whole story. It's been so fucking long.
Yeah,
since
it was the Cleveland series originally.
Yeah.
Stop and Shop, look ahead. Brought to you by Stop and Shop. Head on down to Stop and Shop right now. Use a promo code SECTION10. You get 10 cents off your order when you buy at least 5 pounds of tangerines only at Stop and Shop using the promo code SECTION10. It's a verbal coupon. You can't use anything printed off. If it's printed off, it's fake.
Mm-hmm.
It is TBD versus Cole Reagans. It is Cutter Crawford versus Seth Lugo. Uh-oh. It's Brian Bello, versus Brady Singer. Cole Reagans, 5-6 with a 3.28 ERA, a 1.17 WHIP, and an 11 strikeouts per 9. He was part of the Aroldis Chapman trade at the deadline last year. He's really fucking good. He has 14 starts of 6+ innings this year. He's only allowed more than 2 earned runs in 2 of those starts. He allowed 3 and 7 in those games. He only has 3 starts all year in which he's allowed more than 3 earned runs, and only one of those has come after May 12th. He loves striking guys out. He has 7+ in 14 of 19 starts and has a season high of 12. He has double-digit whiffs in all but 2 starts this year. His fastball's nasty. He throws about 96 on average. Opponents hitting a $199 against the fastball. He uses it 41% of the time. Changeup's pretty good. 25% usage on that. His cutter sucks. So look for the cutter. Somehow the Royals have a losing record when this dude pitches. He sounds amazing. 8-11 when he starts and just 1-5 over his last 6. He has a 3.44 ERA and a 3.64 FIP and a 6.47 OPS allowed in those 6 starts. So even when they lose, he's still pretty fucking good.
Yeah, he's
Cutter quickly in July, an 0.69 ERA. Opponents hitting a $159 with a 4.32 OPS against him. He's only failed to finish 5 innings twice this year in 18 starts. Red Sox are 6-12 in Cutter starts, but they have won 3 of 4. So we're turning the corner. Seth Lugo, who I've wanted for 2 years on this team. 11-3, a 2.21 ERA, and a 104 WHIP and 8.1 strikeouts per 9. In 2023, Seth Lugo had an elite fastball sitting in the 96th percentile for run value, but nothing else really worked for him. But this year, his fastball is in the 97th percentile and breaking in the 99th. Overall, his pitching run value is in the 100th percentile. Sure would be nice to have him on this team. He leads the American League in wins, winning percentage, games started, and batters faced. He leads MLB in ERA and ERA plus. He's in his 9th season, but already at his 2nd most innings of his career. He has completed at least 5 1/3 in every start this year and completed 6 in all but 2 starts. He's only allowed more than 2 earned runs 3 times all year. The Royals are 12-7 when he starts and 1-5 when they score 2 earned runs or less behind him. Brayan Bello. I think we've said our piece about Brayan Bello. The Red Sox are 10-6 in games in which he's started this year, and they've won 2 straight and 3 of 4. There you go. Something nice. Something nice. Brady Singer, 5-5, a 2.93 ERA, a 1.17 WHIP, and an 8.5 strikeouts per 9. Singer has made dramatic improvement from 2023, dropping his 10.3 hits per 9 down to 7.8, which led to a WHIP drop of 1.45 to 1.17. Okay. Prediction time. It is TBD. Who do you think it's going to be, T-Dog?
It's probably going to be Cooper Criswell. That looks like what they're pointing to. He's lined up to start on 5 days rest, and with Winkowski moving to the bullpen, you need a 5th starter at least until the trade deadline.
Okay. TBD versus Cole Reagans, Cutter Crawford versus Seth Lugo, Brayan Bello versus Brady Singer. Prediction time. I'm going to go to Jake.
Yeah, I'm going with a Red Sox sweep here.
Wow.
Yeah. Fenway is just electric right now, and that was against the A's, so can't imagine what it's going to be like against the Royals, especially considering this is the first meaningful series between the two teams in the last 50 years. I'm going with the Sox in a sweep.
It's a great point, Jake. It's a great point. I mean, the crowd's going to be going nuts because they know that this is the biggest Red Sox Royals series they've probably ever seen. Coley, what do you think about this series?
Trying to look something up at the moment, because if I remember correctly, last year MJ Melendez went crazy at Fenway,
big time. Boom.
So that he's been terrible at baseball this year. But those kind of guys, I don't really care. If I've seen you do it once, I'm going to be scared of you forever. So don't pitch to him. Pitch to everyone else. Not Bobby Witt, obviously. Yeah, I mean, they've got their 2 best pitchers going. I didn't realize Singer turned it around. He was so bad last year. Reagans is kind of going to do what Crochet did to us, I feel like. The lefty that dominates like that, I'm not thrilled about facing. Lugo, I think we can get to. So I'm going to go 2 out of 3 because we just win Bello starts. 20-win Bello.
Steve?
Yeah, the Royals are middle of the road in most major offensive categories. They've lost 2 of their 3 series this month. One of those series losses coming to the 33-61 Colorado Rockies. The Red Sox are 5-0 in their last 5 Fenway series against the Royals with a 13-4 record in those games. If the Sox win 1 game in this series, they would enter the All-Star break with a wild card spot for the first time since 2016. Brady Singer, scared of him for sure. He's given up exactly 1 earned run in each of his last 4 starts. The Royals do have the 3rd best starters ERA in baseball, and we are seeing some real hurlers for them in this series. But I will agree with Coley. I like the Red Sox winning 2 out of 3, and I like the Sunday Sox getting a W to wrap up the unofficial first half of the season.
Man. T-Dog, what do you got?
I think I'm going to go 2 out of 3. I think the rotation matchups in this, you're going to be kind of working from behind here. There's no doubt about that. But with the Royals offense, you look at weighted runs created plus, they're 19th. Red Sox have been top 7 in baseball since June 1st came around. And I think the key to getting to the Royals in this series is going to be the bullpen. They're 21st in bullpen ERA. So while their starters get the job done, late in games, that's when the Red Sox are going to strike. We're going to see old friend John Schreiber, who is not having a very good year over there. A lot of people may remember in April and May when people were trying to shove it down your throat. Go look up David Sandlin and tell me what those stats look like, or at least what the last couple starts have looked like, because he's throwing fucking 99 and looking nasty. But I think the Red Sox are built to win some of these games late, where they get on the base pass, they can cause havoc on that bullpen. So I think, yeah, you may have a game they win outright. I'll probably call it Give me the Cutter Crawford game. I think they do get to Seth Lugo as well, but I could see them stealing that first game with Cooper Criswell on the mound with, David Hamilton, Rafaela, or Duran late, just stealing a couple bags and setting them up in a tight game.
I hate that Bello's going on Sunday. I hate it.
Why?
Because he's bad.
They win the games, Jared.
It's kind of good he's going Sunday. Yeah,
They
right?
win. It's a Sunday. It's a record day. It's Bello day.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Any of those. They don't lose any of those.
They
Get
don't
to record that one in Texas. It'll be fun. We'll all be together. Well, Coley. No Coley.
Coley.
Sucks. Coley just being a dad, man. 3-time dad.
Well, that's another thing. I won't be there. Bello's probably going to go 9 shut.
True.
I really wish we could flip-flop games 2 and 3. Like if Bello, Singer was the middle game and Cutter, Lugo, it's like Lugo has got the lowest ERA in the fucking league, and I still would have been like, yeah, but it's the Sunday Sox.
I think you're being way too negative about a really good team. Kenley's fresh.
Slayton too.
All right.
And Lugo, it's a 330 FIP. Let's reel it in.
Give me, because I would say give me 2 out of 3, but I don't want to pick a loss on Sunday. So am I thinking sweep?
They don't lose on record. What are you not getting here?
I get that. So then am I picking sweep, or do I lose the opener and take the next 2?
That sounds like the whole season.
I know this is another one where you're not feeling sweep, and you might still say sweep.
Yeah. So I'm going to say 2 out of 3. I think they lose on Friday, as they always do. I think they win on Sunday, as they always do. And I think Cutter Crawford can beat Seth Lugo.
Correct. There you go.
Yeah. Like I knew, like the season felt so much different to me when they won on a Friday. I was like, wait, the what? I didn't know we could do that. That's when
they
things
went on
really
another
started
Friday.
changing.
Listen, hey,
yeah,
they went on another Friday. I'll call the cops. I swear to God.
Yeah. If they went on another Friday, it's like, now we don't know what the rules are. Now anything can happen. That's when we start talking World Series. Because if they start winning on Fridays, then we're just like, the rules don't apply here. Anything can happen at that point. I'm still going 2 out of 3. I think it's loss, win, win. And we go into the break on a high note. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I think is going to happen. Thank you. Chew them with your mouth. I don't know. You fucking you went out. So I'm assuming you did the thing.
Oh, did you toss to me?
No, I just stopped talking after the Stop and Shop segment. So I feel like that's,
You've always tossed to me.
Yeah, Steve, what's the weather going to be like this weekend?
Weather Look Ahead is brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears.
Chew them with your mouth.
All right, Friday. Series opener, 7:10 p.m. Eastern, first pitch, 83 degrees. I know, partly cloudy, 14-mile-an-hour winds, 14% chance of rain. Saturday, game 2, 4:10 p.m. Eastern, first pitch, 78 degrees. And it doesn't look awesome with the forecast. Looks like it's going to rain, 64% chance of rain. Showers
losers, we won't
potentially
be here
until 7 p.m. 10-mile-an-hour winds. But
enjoy the rain,
you guys.
Enjoy the rain.
Because we're going to be in 101-degree weather, so you guys suck.
Tornado warning.
Yeah. We're going to die of heat exhaustion, but you guys are going to get rained on, bitch.
Yeah.
Sunday, series finale, 1:35 p.m. Eastern, 87 degrees. It's going to be hot on Sunday. We're going to be hotter. Mostly sunny, 1% chance of rain, 6-mile-an-hour winds. And that will do it for your Weather Look Ahead, which is brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears. Chew them with your mouth.
Gotta chew them. T-Dog, you got any final thoughts today? What are you cooking up over there?
Just a little love to Nick York, who had another 2-homer game. He's just been absolutely nuts since getting to AAA. It's now a 988 OPS. He's hitting 336.
Guy's smoking crack down there, huh?
Dude, he's hitting the pipe every fucking day. I promise you. He has 6 homers down there in 27 games. He had 4 in like 40 at AA. So yeah, Polar Park, is it hitter friendly? 100%. But Jamie Westbrook being up in the big leagues, it's clear the Red Sox are trying to run a platoon there. We've talked about Nick York being a trade chip. He keeps swinging it like this. He might get some reps. Who knows? In the big leagues if they start going through some different options, because if he keeps slugging at this level, you got to at least give him an opportunity if you're not going to trade him.
We should probably give Tyler down on the farm. I feel like that just feels right. Granted, Coley, you're a prospect guy too.
Coley cooks.
I don't follow the prospects really at all. I'll see some of the highlights, but I like getting these updates from Tyler because I genuinely don't know what's going on with these guys.
Instead of final thoughts, do we just give Tyler and Coley down on the farm? Brought to you by Eddie's
I still like
Gold
having
Milk?
final thoughts. I still like having final thoughts.
Well, they can't have... No, you can have a final thought. They can't.
Okay. I don't want to now have them lose their final thoughts.
Tyler doesn't deserve any extra thoughts. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Tyler's is always about a prospect regardless.
I think right after the weather, we go down on the farm with Tyler, right?
Coley too. Why can't Coley do down on the farm?
Or Coley too. Sorry. Coley too. My bad, Coley.
Coley's a big prospect guy. Coley literally runs.
I just know Tyler uses his closing thought as a prospect thing every time. Coley does not do that.
I'm pretty sure Coley's picked Roman Anthony. He's picked Christian Campbell. I don't know what he has stored for the MLB draft coming up in the next couple days, but lead the way.
I've been thinking about the draft a lot, and I was going to talk about the draft. I have an impossible time not wanting Tommy Tanks. I understand.
You've been on that for a while.
There are other players that are going to be available that have higher ceilings. I know that. I think in every sport, not even just baseball, you overlook a guy who every single year just pops out a 1,300 OPS and 30 home runs. Like at LSU, NC State, from the second he walked into college. I know that he looks like a beer league softball player. Like he's built like a tank. I have an impossible time believing that swing at Fenway Park wouldn't be like a monsoon of home runs over that thing. Like I'm all in on Tommy White. I know that's not going to be the pick. And I've seen a lot of mocks him going to the Yankees, and that would kill me. They don't deserve cool players.
Yeah, no, they make them less cool almost automatically.
Immediately.
I'd say the one thing I have seen a lot of Vance Honeycutt talk, at least it feels like, throughout the process, but it's kind of picked up again the last couple of weeks after not many people talked about it. I have a lot of concerns about him. I know he's toolsy. I know he can hit for power and he can play a great center field and the arm's fantastic and he could probably steal 25 to 30 bags. But if you give me a college prospect, especially with hit tool concerns and the K percentage is high, I'm going to get nervous. Now, I know he's probably going to sign for under slot. That's the way things are going to play out a little bit. And then maybe you can get a little bit more, later in that second or third round. That's how you end up in that Roman Anthony territory. But he's not my favorite kind of prospect. I'm out on him. He's not the one I'm really in love with.
No, Christian Moore, Cam Smith, those are two guys I'm super interested in that seem to be mocked in that range. Trey Savage,
he's
unbelievable
the one.
Name.
I'm not
unbelievable name.
Yeah, I'm not against Connor Griffin either. If you're talking like a high school prospect that's kind of super toolsy in that area. Yes.
My friend.
Close
Did you
friend
see
of Jared Carabas.
There was a report on him. I think Stats must have tweeted it. I don't know where else I saw it. But it was 25 GMs think if he hits mediocrely, he'll be a top 5 player in the sport. Yeah. And that's why 5 teams will never draft him. They have no interest. I was like, what? What are you talking about?
That was exactly. He was like, he may hit 240, I think was the exact number, but he'll be that 30-30 guy every single year, which low-key, it kind of reminds me of Ceddanne Rafaela in certain ways now that we're seeing him break out and kind of people are talking about him in that light. But yeah, if we're talking college prospects, give me someone like Christian Moore, second guy to ever hit for the cycle in the College World Series. That gets me excited. Cam Caminiti, if you want to kind of go down that way as well.
Caminiti.
Crazy.
I'm illiterate.
R.I.P.
Yeah, that's not a literacy thing. You should have heard the name Ken Caminiti before.
Spare me. If we're talking, pitching prospect, high school or something like that, come on.
He was an MVP, dude.
He was the name of my glove in Little League.
Yeah, Ken Caminiti was an MVP. That's like being like, oh yeah, I've never heard of Tony Gwynn before.
Tony Gwynn.
He went up there. It
Tony
could have been
Gwynn.
midnight. He was wearing these glasses to the dish. He didn't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah, that was disrespectful. That was mad disrespectful.
Crazy.
And he's
Kirby
not with us
Puckett.
anymore.
No thanks.
Rest in peace.
There you go.
Yeah, thanks. Anything else?
What do you think of Tommy Tanks, Jared? I know that he was going off in your college baseball days.
NC State, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like without knowing a ton. is it like kind of more of like a Nico Cavadas profile? Like
no, not really. Because Cavadas really popped towards the end. Not saying he was bad at the beginning, but it was really like his last year that put him on the map. It's almost Tommy White suffers from he hits 33 home runs every year. So when he doesn't hit 40, everyone's like, oh, he didn't get better. It's like, no, he's just still that good.
Yeah.
So people are kind of bored with that, but they're still projecting him to be a first round pick. So that's where it's just like, all right, if you still agree he's a first round talent. And this year, I believe he played with a wrist injury and he still had a big year. It was his lowest, I believe, total wise, but it was still massive compared to everyone else. I think people are overthinking it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him in like the mid to low, high 20s, I guess.
Yeah.
Baseball America has him going 37th right now.
Yeah, well.
Okay, if you're trying to sign a guy under a slot, also seems like a good way to do it.
I mean, Coley's hit on the draft before, so. And you know I love Tommy Tanks.
Yeah, it's like, he's nowhere to play defensively, for sure. I'm not going to argue that. I value DH as a position. I see this guy just being a monster.
You can make the case the Red Sox have never won a World Series without a prominent DH.
Some could.
I will.
Bold.
Steve, final thoughts?
Yeah, real quick. It's just nice to see the Sox 10 games over 500. Didn't happen all last season. The fact that they've gotten to that point shows how far they've come from being the 500 Sox. Just close this unofficial first half off strong. I know you're facing some tough starters, but that would really matter. Really matter to get some momentum into the All-Star break and then hopefully start climbing up these standings for higher seeds in the playoffs. And shout out to Jeremy. I was laughing a second ago because this Section 10 OOC Ozark teaser is hilarious. And I love that he's doing these and he just keeps crushing it. So that was funny.
Devers popping up with the pipe in his mouth. Yeah,
I can't. That is so funny.
Unbelievable. And but the stat was all over the place the other day. When the Red Sox hit 50 and 40, they just make the playoffs every time.
Yeah, JP had that one. Yeah, the last like 7 times they've done it, they've made the playoffs.
Jake's takes?
Section 10 live from Dallas Sunday night should be a fun one. Hopefully Tyler doesn't burn the house down before we get to that point.
Let me cook.
No.
In this case, no.
All right. Next time you see us, we'll be in Dallas, Tejas, except for Coley. He'll be back in Maine. Big weekend. There's gonna be movement. There's gonna be wild card divisional movement guaranteed. So buckle up, enjoy the ride, and we will see you on Sunday night, Monday morning to close out the first half of the 2024 Boston Red Sox season. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Buenas noches, amigos.